Oh, good morning, you beautiful souls. You're included in that. Good morning. Welcome to it. I'm Graham Richards. You're live with Expresso. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 19th of February. Where is this year going, man?
Oh, man. Welcome to it, South Africa. You have done the right thing. You've chosen to wake up on the right side of bed this morning by joining your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. And what a fantastic lineup of a show we've got for you. It's packed up with all sorts. I mean, our band this morning, they are just something else. And it's going to be a musical explosion like you have never experienced.
Yeah, Cine 400, they've got something special. They've got that X factor, something slightly different to what you would have heard and seen before. They are here just for you this morning. What I'm hoping is here just for me this morning is a very full coffee with a smiley little Casper face on it. Look at, oh man, we've got to show us off.
Morning, Dase.
How are you, sweetheart?
High fives, put it.
I'm not going to spill coffee all over myself, but I'm going to try to scrub the most beautiful little Casper face with a, that's quite a cheeky little smile.
It's a cheeky one, with a smirk. It's got a smirk. Ladies, what's happening in the beauty room?
Ladies! They said, ladies, what's happening? Well, a very good morning from our W Beauty room. My name's Leanne Williams, and this gorgeous gal over here, Nicholas Strelitz, to the company. How are you going?
I'm just doing my thing.
You're just cleaning up,
I'm
making
cleaning
sure that
up.
everything is spit and, what do you call it? Spiff and spam?
Spit and, oh my God, I don't know. What is the saying, South Africa?
Spick and spam. That's why we have a director who is super intelligent.
What's he telling
She
you?
said it's for spick and
Listen,
spam.
who is it?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Good
Look
morning.
at her go.
Ready to go.
We are ready to go.
We're so ready to go.
Yeah.
It is a gorgeous Tuesday, Shoes Day, Travel Tuesday. We're going to be doing the
screaming at
most
me?
today. I'm not. I'm just
Sorry.
very passionate. I apologize.
Yeah.
Just like I'm passionate about the fact that we need to zhuzh up what is actually a very plain look today.
Let's see if you can get
The
zhuzhed up.
hates?
No, I'm serious.
Coming.
No, like in all, like this is a beautiful functional look.
functional.
What I love is that you're always going to find something that's functional. We've got the beautiful pins, the skirt and a t-shirt, but I do feel like it needs a little zhuzh.
I'm gonna go get you something.
Are you gonna go
I had a
get
couple
me?
things, couple options in my head of things. I'm gonna surprise y'all. I'm gonna surprise y'all.
Oh, you're gonna
Coming back.
surprise us.
And there he goes, out of our lives.
I thought he was
He's
just going to
out
have
of
it
my
right
life.
here. He normally is so, everything quick at hand.
I love it. But look at you. You're looking absolutely fantastic. I love this
you.
jacket. I love the detail on the jacket as well.
You're back.
Wow.
Guys, I don't play around. They don't call me something Strelitz for nothing.
Something Strelitz.
Okay, listen. What are you feeling choker-wise today then? Because I love these basics one here
let's see
too.
the options. Okay.
Sorry to ask this question, but is choker still in? Like, wasn't it a thing and then
Choker, it's
Okay,
in.
so
Zoe
listen.
just hating on all my style cred today.
No,
and I love it.
I was asking a
love
legit
it.
question.
What do
I
you think
thought
about
it was
this one?
out.
Too much.
No, chokers are always in. Would you want a little pearl detail?
You know what? I feel like does the pearl detail play off really nice on the t-shirt, or is it?
I would do something a bit more minimal. So I would either do one of the skinny ribbon options, or you hating?
No, like minimal
What was
life
that
is short.
before?
Why live a minimal life?
I think maybe
Let's
that
go
one's
with this
actually
one.
gonna work. Let me put it on you.
Everybody okay with this one?
Yes. And Zoe Brown, how do you feel about your look today?
I'm loving my look. I love this little, what would you call this? This cardigan?
It's like okay, listen, that's actually a really good question. There's been sort of like a...
Because it's not a blazer, it's not a cardigan.
There's been an upsurge in like a shirt jacket thing of late.
Is this
They call it a shirt
jacket?
jacket. I mean, don't call me, I don't think it's in Webster's dictionary, but it is something that people are talking about. And again, it gives you sort of the bulkiness of a jacket.
Try to kill me.
But it's nice and soft.
But it's nice and soft.
And it's light.
And it's
perfect for, today. I mean, today is going to be a hot day in Cape Town, and this is perfect to wear indoors. I know a lot of offices have air conditioning so
Oh my
strong
God, you need the air
that you
con. Am I
sometimes
joking
just
here?
want something light over your shoulders. Are you guys okay over there?
Listen.
You should have asked me like,
I know.
the type
Can you
that I
breathe?
want. Like, I think you're
This is
trying to
payback for
murder
last
me.
Tuesday, and you know what happened. But
There's
I'm
an
not gonna
entire
get into
nation
it.
watching, my friend.
Isn't that
What
pretty?
happened
I think
last
it's
Tuesday?
We're not gonna get into it, but
Okay,
there were words.
breathing is not a thing.
No,
But you know what we
breathing's
can get
overrated.
into? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the first thing I do when I wake up is always check the weather, just so I can have an idea of what to wear and what to expect in today's temperatures. So let's start off. If you're in Johannesburg, partly sunny conditions today. A little to no wind can be expected. The sky will be clearing up towards the evening. Humidity will remain low throughout the day. And then moving over to Durban, also partly sunny. A light breeze can be expected, picking up midday. Humidity will be increasing towards the evening, allowing for a warm sunset. And then if we're in Port Elizabeth today, expect some partly cloudy conditions with cloud cover decreasing towards the evening. Also, humidity will remain high today despite the wind. So hold on to your hats. There's a strong breeze expected for today. And in Cape Town, also partly sunny, a light southwesterly breeze that will be picking up, getting stronger towards the evening. Humidity will also remain low. So we'll keep you updated with regards to the full temperatures a little bit later this morning.
Exactly. Well, from hot temperatures in the country to things that's heating up in the kitchen, let's go and find out what we're going to be making today on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yep, and things are always heating up in the kitchen here. We've always got lots going on. And if you're looking for an alternative to your desserts and healthy breakfast eating, we've got Nolek in the mix today. We're going to be making some delicious waffles. We're making... Oh man, these lactose-free waffles.
Did you have a moment? Oh,
we've been going on about just like how...
It is. It's a craving food of mine.
It is.
Really
And mine too, but maybe not as much as it is yours, because you could finish all of this.
I really could. I fully intend to. And we're making lactose-free waffles this morning, which is great. And we're also mixing it up with savory and sweet.
Yeah.
So if you want to cook along with us for our lactose-free waffles, we're going to be using our Clover Nolak, obviously, and the keyword here is Clover. SMS that to 33728. We'll send you a recipe list, and you can cook along with us and eat along with us as well.
Yes.
I wish I could describe to you the smell of these
waffles.
freshly made
And they're
waffles.
not even done, because they're still in the mix of being done. So SMS Clover to
They are naked.
33728.
They are naked waffles.
Naked and waiting for us to get in there. It's Clover to 33728. We'll send you a link to the recipe as well as all the ingredients that you need to get this going.
I'm beginning to think it also with me, the craving I have might be for the liter of syrup that I have with the waffles. But we are going to dress them up with all sorts of amazing things, and savory and sweet, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to make you eat all of these waffles later and film you.
You can tie me, dude. You can tie me if you want. But that's what we're having for breakfast this morning.
We're back where the magic happens.
Where the magic happens. Good morning from my side. Ewan Stratham here. Lucky to be hanging out with you. And hey, Nick.
Oh, hello.
What's up?
Oh,
Are we doing hugs?
Yeah.
We're doing hugs.
You get a hug and you get a...
High five.
What is
I was
that?
going to ask you to kiss my hand.
Never gonna happen.
Wow.
Are you sure?
Never gonna happen.
High five.
I don't know where the hat
Oh.
is. Really early.
Listen, what is this handsome man doing with this gorgeous maxi dress?
I love it.
Do you love
I
it?
feel like I wore something similar last week, but it was in navy blue.
Yes, you
and
did.
I loved how light the material was. I
Yeah.
loved the style. I loved how
Yeah.
different the design of the dress was.
Okay,
This is
you're
a-
going to hate
this
what
is
I
a
have to
big
say
one.
now.
Why?
Okay, I'm doing a London Fashion Week roundup in a
Okay.
bit, and I saw a lot of color, a lot of bling on the
Yeah.
red carpet. Well, there was a red carpet actually.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what I find a lot of times is they actually don't think about color and the complexion of the models sometimes. So we're actually just doing a bit of a crash course in what color suits your particular skin
yes.
tone.
Uh-huh.
Right? So for someone like you, Miss Leanne Williams, who's got more of an olive to medium, we would call it medium,
Yeah.
categorized skin color, you want to offset the color with completely contrasting shades. So something like this, your browns, your greens, is actually too, I mean, you're not green, but you have undertones of green and yellow in your skin.
Yeah.
So this would be a,
What?
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
saying
think
it.
so.
I'm saying it.
I don't think so.
For you, like you've got in your tank now, I mean, white is always best for anyone who's got a bit of
Yeah.
that green or yellow undertones in them. Same for you, Mr. Stratham. That's why you're
I hear you, man.
standing little
But
thing
I
here.
hear you, man.
I love those.
I know, and I'm sorry. You gotta go burn your wardrobe. I'll come over. We'll have a party. We'll drink some wine, and then we'll just slash everything. It'd be fantastic. It'd be really liberating.
Okay.
So you actually want to do softer tones. Your pastels will look really good on you. For someone like me who's super pale, I've accepted it.
Yeah.
Again, it's about. She knows. We had a little conversation before the show started.
He used to look like that guy from Powder.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Really?
I did not say
That's
that.
extreme, man.
That is very extreme.
very
the hate
extreme,
is
man.
powerful on a Tuesday morning.
But it's
I'm
cool,
here
but-
for it.
But we like it's a blue. It's kind of something that you would go
Well,
for.
for me, because I'm pale and I don't have those green undertones, this is head to toe green right now. Green with envy. You want to do completely on the opposite end of the color spectrum. So for me, someone with fair skin, I want to do rich dark navies, burgundies, forest greens. And if you have the luxury of being darker skinned, you can really do anything you want except for brown.
Right.
Mocha brown's not good for you if you're even 2 or 3 shades darker than Miss Leanne Williams or you as well there.
Okay, well, I'm not a fan of brown anyways.
Who is?
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
who would suit brown? Like, who would go for a brown kind of...
Nobody.
Hey!
Brown, you know?
Mocha.
That chocolate mocha frappuccino.
Frappuccino.
Morning, guys.
Morning, brother.
Morning.
Morning, brother, man.
Carry on. I was enjoying your conversation.
No, but again, I mean, Mr. Maboy in white would be popped in, and that's quite like self-evident.
Yeah.
But again, it's really about identifying the undertones in your skin and then going the complete opposite on the color spectrum.
So who would wear that brown dress then?
Someone fairer skinned.
Okay.
So, I mean, you might catch me at the market in this on a Saturday
Right,
or
right.
out
I
for
feel
dinner with my
you're just trying to
grandparents.
cheat me out of this dress. I feel like
Do
I
you
would
wanna
look
wear
good.
it?
I feel like I would look good in this.
I think you would look great in the same silhouette and the same fabric, but in something a bit lighter. So I'm gonna find you a lighter version.
How about asking everyone on Twitter? Let's have a poll.
Oh, that's a good one.
Should Leanne wear this dress or not?
Where should that?
Yes.
Or should
I like
Based
it.
on the facts that
And that I've presented.
that Nick presented. So
Yeah.
that would be interesting to see.
That one fact.
That's one.
Which is not verifiable.
Oh well, there was you had 2
Don't
facts.
Google.
Yeah.
Anyways,
good.
guys, let's get into some royal news. Of course, we're all on royal baby watch as Meghan is approaching her due date. She's also got tons of issues with her dad, who's just selling false information to the media. With enemies like that, who needs friends? But apparently, Prince William and Prince Harry will split the royal household. So you know that we all know of Kensington House, or should we now say Kensington Houses? In October, it was reported that Prince William and Prince Harry were considering a formal division of their joint royal household, which is based in Kensington Palace, and the creation of separate courts to reflect their very increasingly different responsibilities. The first major division of the joint royal household will be of their media team. Now, when William becomes the Prince of Wales, he will take on a lot of extra responsibility, including the Duchess of Cornwall, and a source reported this to Sunday Times. Harry and Meghan, of course, you know, are going to be doing a whole lot of different things because each one of them have different responsibilities. So this is going to be the first time in the history of the royal house that they are going to divide up. Should they?
And then there will be a duel for the crown.
Wait a minute. They're going to be moving into what they call a Frogmore Cottage.
A frog.
No, not a Frogmore Cottage. It's called Frogmore Cottage, which is on Queen Elizabeth
that's where
II's
they
window.
live.
Named after Lord Frogmore after the long winter.
It really does sound like a Harry Potter movie, man.
Sounds
It
amazing.
really does. Exactly.
Yeah.
House Frogmore.
Hagrid.
House Frogmore.
Wardens of the North.
Look, it's interesting because there's a lot of royal news going around, and they're really shaking things up if you think about it, because it also seems that they've been encountering and instituting those many changes to come, moving house, expecting their first child, of course. And of course, when it comes to the education of the children, they're also looking at something different. So while Harry and Meghan both attended the prestigious Eton College, and with William and Kate Middleton's eldest son, Prince George, starting school at the British curriculum, Thomas's London Day School last year, reports now say Harry and Meghan are considering sending their future children to the ACS Egham International School in Surrey, because basically, according to Harry and Meghan, they really want their son or daughter to fully understand, you know, the background of the parents, having American influence as well, the British influence. So there's a lot of changes happening within the royal household, man. I just wonder what Queenie is saying about all of this.
What? Who?
Queenie.
You can't call her that.
No, that's
In South Africa, we can.
She's ma'am. She's
can.
ma'am or
Ma'am Queenie?
Your Royal Highness.
Man, Queenie, I'm gonna go out before he gets
Listen, don't be getting MI7 on you right now. When Bond smashes through these windows and then comes here and then we're all in trouble, I'm pointing you out.
I will have a cup of coffee with Bond, and I'll say like you.
And then there'll be a royal duel.
Yes, I look forward to that. No, but seriously, I think it's great. You know, that they are literally shaking things up. I mean, things are, you know, tradition. It's all good and well, and I think they are still keeping to their traditions. But it's nice to see that they're implementing these little changes as well.
Yeah.
Harry and Meghan's relationship as well was also one, of course, the first one.
Unconventional.
Yeah, which we like, man. Which we like.
All right, well, speaking of royalty, talk about acting royalty. Inspired by Leonardo DiCaprio, a king in his own way, having performed such prolific roles on the silver screen. He's inspired our quote of the day. Would you like to hear it, sir?
Yes, sir. Please give it to me.
Our quote of the day is such. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you are further along in life than most people.
Wow.
If you can do what you do best and be happy, you are further along in life than most people.
Look, You look at somebody like Leonardo DiCaprio, he's a brilliant actor, you know, but only recently won his first Oscar as well. I mean, but he was happy doing what he does, what he loves.
He does his best, yeah.
And he enjoyed it. Yeah, he didn't really care about anything else. So in a sense, it makes a lot of sense as well. So you have to just do what you do, and if you can find the happiness therein, then you are further along than most people.
Oh man, scenes from The Wolf of Wall Street are consuming my mind right now.
You know why?
That intensity!
Because I want to start the show!
Wow, okay.
Expresso!
Let's go, start the Tuesday.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's time for us to get into your feel-good breakfast show and all of the news that's happening all around the world. Taking a look at your national news this morning, South African Airways says it has managed to secure 3.5 billion rand to stay afloat until June. It says negotiations are also underway with banks to roll over debt of 9.2 billion rand to the end of next month. Caster Semenia's legal team has hit back at the International Association of Athletics Federation in her landmark case at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, where she will go toe-to-toe with the athletics governing body. On the international front, Angola has decriminalized consensual same-sex acts between adults in private. The new penal code has now made discrimination against people on the basis of sexual orientation an offense. Australia's main political parties in Parliament were hit by a malicious intrusion on their computer networks, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has said. He said the cyber attack was carried out by a sophisticated state actor. And finally, a southern elephant seal who's made Cape Town and environs his temporary home has been welcomed by hundreds of Cape Townians, and they could be seen leaving. The seal, dubbed Buffel, has completed his molting in Fishhook Beach, where he's been for the past couple of weeks and admired by many nature lovers. And if Buffel seems a bit skinny, Umdududzi Siakamela, a mammal scientist with the Department of Environmental Affairs, explains that the reason for this is because Buffel was living off stored fats while shedding skin. And Siakamela says Buffel's new hair is growing and he will soon move into the ocean to feed. Well, what can we say? Happy hunting, Buffel. You're always welcome to return to Cape Town's beaches to do some molting. Well, it's time for us to catch up with what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham Richards.
Oh, let's kick it off with footy first. Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba handed Manchester United a pretty decisive 2-0 victory in the FA Cup fifth-round clash with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last night, compounding pressure on a battled Blues manager Maurizio Sarri. After that quarter-final draw later in the evening, Man United will now face Wolves at the Molineux, while City, they'll return to Wales to face Swansea. Then the focus shifts to UEFA Champions League tonight as Bayern Munich encounter Liverpool at Anfield, holding Germany's best hope of making it to the last 8, and they'll take exactly that from the suspension of defender Virgil van Dijk, highest paid in the world, in fact, and key to the Reds' success. Then in our other game, Maxwell Cornet of League One side Lyon will take on Barcelona's Messi, Suarez and Coutinho in France. Then staying with the beautiful game last night, Bidvest Wits beat Black Leopards 3-2 on penalties to head into the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup after the game ended at 1-1. Kabinga's dismal penalty effort over the crossbar, seeing the students march to the last 8 ahead of Thursday's draw. Still hoping for some silverware to save their season over the weekend. Amakosi needed extra time to seal their 3-0 win over the Magic. Then finally, Caster Semenia's lawyers have accused the IAAF of a clear breach of confidentiality provisions to gain public support at the start of their dispute at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The 2-times Olympic 800-meter champion is challenging the introduction of revised eligibility rules for athletes with disorders of sexual development in a case that could have enormous implications. We'll expand on that story on the top of the hour.
Thank you, Graham. Well, it's that time of the morning for us to take a look at what to expect in your temperatures for today. And we also have a beautiful sunrise photo we'd love to share with you. So thank you, Steve, for sharing this beautiful sunrise from Limpopo. So if you're there today, expect sunny conditions as well as pleasantly warm temperatures reaching a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. On that note, let's start off in Polokwane looking at your temperatures. A low of 13 with a high of 27. Mbombela 16 with a high of 28. It's partly cloudy in Pretoria, 14 with a high of 29. Johannesburg 14, 28. Mahikeng 18 reaching a high of 30. Klerksdorp 17 reaching a high of 31. It's partly cloudy in Kimberley 19 with a high of 35. Bloemfontein 15, 31. Richards Bay 20 with a high of 28 for today. Pietermaritzburg 14 reaching a high of 27. If you're in Durban, 21 with a high of 27 can be expected. Mthatha 15 reaching a high of 28. East London 21 with a high of 27. Sunny conditions in Cradock 18 with a high of 36. Port Elizabeth 19, 26. George 18 with a high of 26. Partly sunny conditions for Sutherland today, a high of 32 can be expected. Cape Town 19 reaching a high of 28. Worcester 17 with a high of 35. Springbok 10, 32 and sunny in Uppington with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather for now. Of course, if you have a beautiful sunrise photo that you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Hey man, it looks like it's going to be a good day. That's going to turn out to be so good. So good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far, so good. When we come back, we can take a look at the latest tech news. And Tokyo apparently is testing out the latest in a rain forecasting system. Way ahead of its time.
And they get some hectic weather there.
Yeah.
Well, so
They're
yeah,
also always up to something over there.
Always up to something. Listen, and then for the gamers out there, Far Cry. You guys fans?
I'm a fan of FIFA, yes.
I
Far
appreciate
Cry,
it.
not
I
FIFA,
appreciate it.
Far Cry, brand new release.
I like FIFA.
Yeah, man, it's called New Dawn, and it looks incredible. Gareth Woods will run us through. We'll play some games a little bit later on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stick around. Yep.
So good.
So good.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to start your Tuesday with us. You've chosen to do the right thing. Now, we've asked you on social media, guess why? Because Tuesday Tunes is back, and we've asked you to get choosing the song that you want to see Kat and the band performing right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And we've given you 3 options this morning. The first one, Sunday Morning, Maroon 5, Nokunyamezela, Simpiwe Dana, as well as the option of Inglembula by Umtwakazi. And your votes and selections have been coming through via the comments section. You got Tulani Tlatwa saying Simpiwe Dana, Katliso Olorato says Simpiwe Dana, Tandi Duze says Maroon 5, please. Samkelo Kenneth says, morning, beautiful people. Some Simpiwe Dana will do me good this morning. What do you think Kat should be performing on the show? Which song would you like him to perform? Use the hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, let's check in with some tech news.
And indeed, some very interesting news coming out from the world of technology. Tokyo is gearing up to host the Olympic Games next year. Can you believe it? We're there already. And they're testing out a new weather technology that very accurately predicts sudden torrential downpours half an hour in advance. Brilliant stuff. Now, the region is known for its unpredictable weather and regularly experiences what are known as gorilla storms, which can form as quick as in 10 minutes and can cause devastating flash floods. Did you just do that? That's why they're called that, right? Just the bam, 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 bam. Now, this new system makes use of cutting-edge weather radar that is able to make a 3D scan of the clouds and observe the size of raindrops. And this is then combined with radio waves that estimate the amount of water vapor in the air. And under the right conditions, it can predict a storm 30 minutes ahead of time. That is amazing. Now, about 30% of Tokyo is, of course, layers below sea level, and there has been a surge in these gorilla storms over the past years, and they're still testing this new technology, but they're hoping that it will be up and running in time for the Rugby World Cup as well.
This year, so by September this year. That is awesome.
Brilliant. Well done to everyone in Tokyo.
I'm trying to focus on that, but I keep thinking about the Olympics, the Rugby World Cup,
Cricket World Cup,
football, cricket. It's just so beautiful. So I'm sorry to unnerve you a little bit. Obviously, we were talking about a website that generates a person's face. So we're going to continue to track. I mean, this is not a real person. So now we know that there is an artificial intelligence that can generate fake photographs of a person's face. It doesn't even exist, but I'm pretty much sure that it's Taylor Swift. Then in related news, a non-profit research company called OpenAI, which sounds innocuous enough, have developed a similar technology called GPT-2. It's able to generate articles, fake news. Given a simple brief, this machine learning system is able to generate text that mimics human writing so accurately that researchers are afraid to release the technology. When you use words like release it, that's probably what's driving people's fear. In one example, they gave the system a 2-sentence brief and it generated an entire fake science article about the discovery of English-speaking unicorns in the Andes Mountains. We know that in the Andes, they only speak Mandarin. Unicorns don't speak English. So the computer even invented scientists that made the discovery and quotes from interviews. But it is terrifying as fake news dominates our social media platforms. It's even made its way onto WhatsApp now. How are you going to tell the difference? Don't be an idiot. Maybe that'll help.
Then there's the AI, which can use voice recordings in the past to simulate the sound of your voice as well, which is crazy. But there's a silver lining.
You can't even debate it because there's an AI that can debate with you as well.
Oh my goodness. But there is a silver lining, I believe. All of these AIs are just pushing us more and more towards the center, which is
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
No, not even that. It's that the real resolution to all these problems is human interaction. So don't read the news on the internet, ask someone about it. Don't believe the photograph, meet the person.
Go and ask someone if
Don't speak to the AI, speak to the person. You know what I mean? But I did hear rumors about the Andes Mountains, though.
And the unicorns
and
are
the Mandarin speaking unicorns.
That's why it's so difficult to
Can we go now? We're taking over too much time.
That's quite scary.
I know, but it's still one of the places that I want to visit, though.
Well, I'm thinking of the fake news. That's scary.
Well, listen, we got through Monday.
Yes, we did.
Made it. Now with Tuesday, we need to get into some fun and games just to start us off in the right way.
That's right. Gareth Woods joins us in studio. He's brought his console along, and it's all about checking out the new Far Cry New Dawn game.
It's all about gaming right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And if you had to find yourself wandering through the apocalypse, the question is, who would you like to have by your side? Well, I choose our gaming guru, Gareth Woods, to protect me because, man, is this intense. Far Cry, New Dawn. Gareth, thank you very much for joining us, man. Very, very cool. You dropped us right into some action right here.
Yeah,
wandering
a
through
little
the
bit
bush.
tense there for a second.
So this is Ubisoft's new release, continuation of Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Those who's familiar with it, there's a lot that they will recognize, but also lots new to this release as well.
So at the end of Far Cry 5, mild spoiler alert, a nuclear bomb gets dropped and that kind of ends everything. And now this is 17 years later, and what I found quite interesting is, you know, a lot of these post-apocalyptic kind of games, they end up looking a little bit like Mad Max. Suddenly everyone's wearing leather and horns, and, you know, instead of just wearing jeans.
They have to kind of live off the land now, you know?
Except that I'm always wondering, like, what happened to all the malls? Surely people just go take stuff from the malls. They don't suddenly start skinning animals. But anyway.
They've sold out.
Yeah, fair enough. So what I love about here is, like, it's the post-apocalyptic, but not in the sense that the world's turned into a dust bowl.
Yeah.
What's happened here is 20 years without humans have resulted in all the plants are doing fine, all the animals are doing really well. And so as you can see, it's this really, like, lush, kind of unpopulated areas.
Yeah.
And suddenly now the humans have kind of stepped out of their bunkers and they've kind of seen, you know, is the world hospitable again? And so they've started rebuilding. Yeah. But of course, you know, as people start rebuilding, there's now been this gang called the Highwaymen who have kind of seized control of the area. And so it's your job, really, you're forming this resistance.
Yeah.
So slowly starting getting people on your side to fight this kind of, these new baddies.
Exactly.
But what's great is going back to some of the areas that you might recognize from Far Cry 5 and seeing how they've been kind of redone, you know, now that the wildlife's taken over. And
but I mean, it looks like a massive release. I mean, it looks beautiful once again.
Yeah.
Lots to take in. Look at that map as well.
I mean, I've literally, that's about 2 hours of gameplay. I've only discovered that sort of area. Whoops, let me show you more of it.
Yeah.
You've got...
Like, there's a lot to explore,
I mean, look at the size of this map. What's very cool in this one as well is you get these side missions where one of your mates will pick you up in a helicopter and you'll go to these other locations to kind of do these sort of side missions. And almost by themselves, there's about an hour or so gameplay each one of these side missions, which is very, very cool.
Which is cool. But I mean, this release also is going further down the RPG road. I mean, we've seen it in the direction of Assassin's Creed as well. The series has gone. What do you think this does for this specific release in terms of, you know, the attractiveness of this one?
So it's still a first-person shooter. Let's not, you know, cross paths too much there.
Yeah.
It's got light RPG elements in the sense that now you can do certain upgrades to weapons. I think what it's trying to do is go, this post-apocalyptic world, scavenging for resources is a very big part of the game and would be of your lifestyle, you know, in the distant future. And so finding, you know, duct tape and finding, you know, bits of titanium, whatever, that you then, like, can rebuild guns and you can make your own. I mean, early in the game, you create a saw launcher that shoots kind of spinning ripsaw blades that you piece together from bits of, you know, stuff you can find around. There's a honey badger.
I think he saw you.
Yeah, let's avoid him. He's pretty tough. So the one thing here is the game ranks enemies.
Yeah.
So what that does is it allows you to know which areas are pretty much safe to explore. It allows you to go, it is an open world, go wherever you want, but, you know, to try and keep you on the path of the story, there's certain areas that are going to be, and there's that honey badger.
He got you, man.
He got me right in the junk. But yeah, so it essentially allows you to know that this area, if I'm only ranked number 1 or my weapon's only 1 rank, that I shouldn't take on guys that are 3 rank or 4 rank. You know, I'm going to get my, I'm going to take into the cleaners a little bit there, or bitten in the crotch again. Yeah,
exactly, which is what you want to try and avoid. So what's your best piece of advice to survive in Far Cry?
What I love about the game is there's really so many different ways of tackling each kind of problem. If you want to, for example, there are these outposts that are held by the enemy. If you want to go in guns blazing, shotguns, grenades, then that's up to you. You might clean it out a little bit faster, but it's going to be a lot more difficult because you'll raise the alarms and you'll get reinforcements coming against you. If you want to go in all kind of assassin-like and you know, take people out from behind with bows and arrows, sniper rifles, that sort of stuff, you can do it that way as well. If you want to just, you know, hunt and explore, or if you want to go right down the main kind of path, you've got different ways of doing that. So there's a lot of different ways to play the game, which is quite fun.
Look, I haven't played Far Cry myself before, and I see these people wandering around, and how do you know who's enemy, who's not?
So it does flag them, so neutrals come out as blue.
Oh, wow.
Although
what is that
I'm in their territory. Baddies are red there, as you tag like that. And then you've got guys who are on your side as well who as you start growing the resistance of people on your side, then they become not neutrals, but they actually join your side and will fight for you if any of the bad guys are around.
Okay, but on the technical side, I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, this
smooth.
is pretty. I mean, look at these like awesome sun lighting effects, and we saw the moon earlier. I think it's gone down now, but like the cloud smoke, all really, really good. And this is on PS4. Certainly, I mean, it would look even better on PC, depending on what your setup is there.
Yeah. But I mean, there we go. I mean, the gameplay looks awesome. PS4, I mean, great console as well to play these type of RPG games on as well. There you have it. Gareth, thank you very much, man. Glad you survived the 5 minutes that you've been talking. It's good. Well done. Check it out. Far Cry New Dawn, of course, the extension or the continuation of Far Cry 5 as well. And it looks absolutely beautiful. If you're a fan, you can let us know. And you can also pose any questions that you might have towards Gareth on our social media pages. #Expresso Show, so we can follow that conversation.
Oh, thank you, Ewan and Gareth Woods, of course, from gaming. After the break, we're going to take a look at movies. JP Sebastian joining us in studio. It's all about the movie review of the movie 8th Grade. We'll hear what he has to say about that.
Fantastic. And then you get to meet the best coming out of Athlone. Athlone stand up, the best out of your hood. They're called Cine 400. They're here. They're an amazing band. You get to know them better after the break, so stick around.
Yeah, a little bit of a...
Some reverb on both vocals?
Yeah.
Okay, reverb on both vocals. Just give me...
Hello? Isn't she lovely?
Yo.
I can't believe what God has done.
Yo.
Okay.
She hit me like an instant high. Then and there I knew I had to know you. Confess her, caught up in the light. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. Forever in my heart, my beautiful summer. Wander through my past, seems to me all by so fast. Do you still wear masks? Then and there I knew I had to know you. Fainter, caught up in a small town. Between well-acquainted loves you were found. An unfamiliar face. Can you see me now? Between lonely city lights we get out. There's barely a trace.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So good to have you with us. It's time to celebrate birthdays all around. And did you know who else celebrated their birthday today? Seal. Seal. Grammy Award-winning musician, of course, known internationally for hits like Crazy, which sounds like this.
What? Oh, no, I forgot.
Never, never, never survive. Kiss from a rose, which sounds like this.
Kiss from a rose.
And Love's Divine, which sounds like this. Love's Divine. Okay, well, he's celebrating his 55th birthday today. Can you believe it? I did, totally.
You just side-eyed me.
But now, for the real, he's 55.
Wow.
He's still got it, yo.
Yeah. Well, let's celebrate the true celebrities.
Yeah, can I just say, please don't put me on the spot like that again, Kat. I need at least half an hour to rehearse.
When we rehearsed this, you were perfect.
No, we didn't rehearse. We didn't rehearse because you can remember the song. And it's okay. It's okay, but we'll sing happy birthday for you.
You crossed the line.
No. The thing is, I really want to bring up an album with Katlejo, but you know, he's just too busy for me.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Anyways, let's get on to the real celebrities now. Cameron is celebrating his 11th birthday today, and his Gram would like to say that she loves him to the moon and back.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Cameron. And our next one, Alison would like to wish her daughter, Damisha, a very happy birthday as well. Happy birthday, Damisha.
Happy birthday to you. Now we have Colin Wood, who is celebrating his 6th birthday today. Now that's Amina, Sheikh Blake, and Zara would like to wish him a very happy birthday for today.
Excellent.
And then Kaylee is celebrating her sweet 16 today. Happy birthday from Bernadine. That's from a message for Kaylee.
And then we're going to continue on the family vibes. Naima would like to wish her beautiful sister, Fahana, a happy 9th birthday today.
Sweet.
Happy birthday, girl. She says, may you grow up to be the coolness of her parents' eye and stay the kind and loving girl that you are. Love you so much. You do. Stay that beautiful person, not change for nobody. And then Paige is celebrating her 15th birthday today. Happy birthday from your gran as well. Happy birthday, Paige.
Wonderful stuff. Then Dirk Fourie is also celebrating his birthday today, and his family wishes that they could be closer, but they love you so much, Dirk, and they want to say thank you for everything that you do. With love from Jean-Louise, Tracy Morgan, and Daniel. So happy birthday, Dirk Tieners. And also Giano is celebrating his 5th birthday today. Look at that!
Cool cat.
What a mohawk, love it.
Cool cat.
Happy birthday from Mom, Dad, and Big Sis Gabriella.
Just like that. And then we have Tasneem is celebrating 42nd birthday today.
From a rose,
It was. No, wait, it's coming. Best wishes from her husband, daughter, and son to Tasneem, celebrating that 42nd birthday. Well done. You definitely do not look 42. Well done. And the Murphy twins, Jaden and Jordan, are also celebrating their 18th birthday today. Happy birthday from your mum.
Cool.
Yeah, the Murphy twins.
Is it possible to quickly go back to Colin Wood's photo? I don't think he was celebrating his 6th birthday.
Colin Wood?
Yes.
Colin Wood was celebrating a birthday, 6th birthday.
60th.
60th.
Will it be 60th? Well, Colin Wood, listen, from Expresso, we would just love to wish you a happy birthday.
And remember...
Sorry, I got the number.
Now he's blushing even because he made a fuss.
No, but I think it's only proper. Kat, you're going to join me in this one. Remember, on your birthday, no, you're never going to survive unless you go a little crazy.
Happy birthday to all of you legends out there. If you are celebrating your birthday, you'd like to wish somebody a happy birthday, give them a shout out. Send all the details to birthdays@cardova.tv. That's birthdays@cardova.tv.
Lots of fun in there with the birthdays, right? Leanne, do you still have people sending you emails and starting off with Happy New Year, Leanne? My name is such and such. Was that over?
Yeah, still compliments of this season I get, which is basically Happy New Year.
Pretty much. Well, look, after the 1st of Jan every single year, we know that Happy New Year becomes a greeting, then it becomes just a figure of speech, and then before you know it, it's just gone because we're back to business as usual. But this year, Clover wanted to give this spirit of renewal a long-lasting effect for the children across the nation.
That's why this year in 2019, the Clover Crush Share the Goodness campaign has been donating 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children all across the nation. And this time, screen icon Shauna Ferguson decided that he also wanted to help out.
At Livangeli Primary, widely respected actor Shauna was here to give away a pair of Smart Steps school shoes to every child, courtesy of the Clover #CrushGoodness campaign.
It's always good to do good. It's always good to give. It's always good to help where you feel that you can. And Clover provided an opportunity for us to jump on board to say, we want to help the kids. A pair of shoes just sounds like it's nothing, but shoes symbolize a whole bigger meaning than just a pair of shoes. I mean, this is how they walk to school. This is how they'll be standing in those shoes the whole day. But you know, besides that, it's about giving, and it's about encouraging these kids to do great, and for them to know that some people care about them.
Shona Ferguson was a great idea for the campaign because, first of all, he's a father. He is one of those people that young kids look up to. So to get that kind of person in this campaign means a lot to the youngsters, because when he gives them advice, they sit and they listen. And you can see it in their eyes that whatever that he's saying, because he's an icon and it's somebody that they look up to, they really take it in, you know. So we just come in and then we just, you know, do the dance and, you know, it's Justin, yeah, but he plays the biggest role.
When I was at school, getting a pair of shoes was not something that came easy. And for them to be able to wear a fresh, new brand pair of shoes is, like I said, it's not just about just shoes. They walk to school. They're standing in the shoes the whole day. For them, receiving something like this means a whole lot. They're going to feel like somebody did something for them, and it's going to inspire them to work hard at school.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate these new shoes. I love them so much. They are so strong.
I'm feeling excited, as you know that we are coming from different families. And I didn't have school shoes, but now that I've got one, I'm very happy.
I feel happy, and I hope my mom is going to feel happy that I have a new pair of shoes.
I'm really, really excited. I love them. They are very, very strong. I really, really love them. I'm going to wear them tomorrow.
It is very important for us as South Africans to tell good, uplifting stories. The problem is the world is going backwards because bad and negative is glorified and the goodness is never really talked about. And these moments like these is what makes me happy, because for once something that is good is in the forefront, because there are a lot of people behind the scenes doing amazing, great things, and they just never get the opportunity.
I like to say to Clover, I love them so much, and I hope they will do the same as they do to us. Clover, you are the best.
I like to say to Clover, thank you for bought me a new pair of shoes.
Not wanting anyone to miss out on enjoying the goodness, SA's favourite fruit juice brand then paid a visit to St. Anthony's Child and Youth Care Centre.
We have never had such an opportunity that Clover can come. You can see how happy they are. So to be visited by Clover with all the drink and the juices that they are drinking.
Next stop was Asimtande School for the Blind.
Being kind goes a long way. Being kind to a complete stranger, you have no idea what they're going through, what's going on in their lives, and just a smile just brightens their day. So when I was at school, a pair of shoes had to last me 3 years, minimum. So these shoes should last them a while. So it's going to make a huge difference in their life.
Super inspirational. I just love it. Now, from nominations made by you, the public, a full 20 schools across the country have received the opportunity to get brand new school shoes.
It's absolutely incredible. Listen, we'll be there as some of your favorite celebrities and the hashtag Crush Goodness team continue spreading goodness across South Africa.
That's right.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Hey man, it's your Tuesday morning and it's so good to be hanging out with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to be taking a very quick break, but you want to stay tuned. We're talking movies, 8th grade. That's a new movie we can look forward to. We'll get the details.
Is it funny, JP? Is it funny?
Heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, he says. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what won't be heartbreaking, but truly inspirational this morning, sounding all kinds of funky and awesome. Cine 400. I hope I'm saying it right. Cine 400 are here.
You get it?
Welcome, guys. Thanks, man. I think you're just being kind, man, but we're going to get to know the band a little bit better as well, and then, of course, bring you an exclusive performance. I absolutely love it.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. She came to say goodbye when I saw you from the corner of my eye. She hit me like an instant high. Then and there I knew I had to know you. Grew fainter, caught up in the light. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. Forever in my heart, my beautiful summer. Wandering through my past, seems to me it all went by so fast. Do you still wear that mask? Then and there I knew I had to know you. Grew fainter, caught up in a small town. Between a while the quaint lovers you were found. An unfamiliar face. Can you see me now? Between the loaded city lights we get around, there's barely a trace. She's gone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and it's always great having JP Sebastian on the couch. We're now about to review the movie 8th Grade. JP?
Yes, ma'am. So from the studio that gave us, it was the Oscar winner Moonlight, and also I hope that Lady Bird did it win some Oscars. But those are like two coming-of-age movies that have been just within the last 2 years, two of the best coming-of-age movies we've ever had. 8th Grade then enters into the ring from the same studio, like I said.
Okay, so a lot of pressure in that regard. But should we take a look at what the movie's all about?
Yeah. I mean, like it's the scene that I'm about to show you kind of speaks for itself. It's a girl who's about to make the leap from junior high into senior.
Let's take a look.
You know what it's like. You remember.
Huh?
I said one more week of 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, huh?
Can't believe you're gonna be in high school.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
You excited?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I'm very excited. I'm so excited.
So JP, I watched the trailer, and it's interesting that you're showing me that specific clip.
Hey, you'll get
It made me cringe. It made me cringe because you kind of feel sorry for the family dynamics where this girl's so engulfed with technology. Yet that is the reality for a lot of kids.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the movie, I guess, is that it doesn't poo-poo that. It doesn't, like, act as if, oh, this is the whole problem of... No, like you said, it is just part of life that I won't understand as someone who is over the hill compared to teenage like girls. People who are watching this think I'm a grandpa. It's woven into the movie, but like I said, it's not pinpointed as the problem, the de facto thing.
No.
But I was going to ask you, and I did already, like during the break, I just wanted you to maybe share, since it's a story about a young lady, high school. What was the feeling like for you?
So I didn't go through the weird grade 8 transition. I feel like that is a big jumping leap for a lot of students, especially if you now removing yourself from your comfort zone. But I did go through that in grade 6 when we made the move from Cape Town to Durban. I had to completely transition from Afrikaans to now doing everything in English. That for me was a massive adjustment.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, so the movie does cover like those really just technical things that a child has to jump through, like those hoops, and then also the emotional kind of stuff. What you know, maybe South Africans aren't totally aware of is that America has, I think, junior high and then senior high, so she's making the leap into. Remember when you went into, like, you know, you said 6th grade, for example, and you thought the standard 5s were like all adults, like every matric pays their taxes already, like how are they so sorted out? And the movie covers all of those bases of the insecurities of you, the feeling of not being able to find your place in time. Am I going to die alone as a high schooler? And none of that, like I said, is invalidated because we have this gift now, Zoe and JP, of hindsight bias. We're like, oh, we passed through that and it's just a phase. It's not.
No.
At that time, it feels like do or die to a young person, and the movie doesn't take that for granted at all.
So who's this movie made for?
I want you to go watch it with your mom. I want young ladies to go watch it. I want high schoolers to watch it. Seriously, this movie has the chance of being, and I know that you're going to say, okay, Grandpa, sit down, but really revolutionary for young people. Just watch it and learn to be kinder to each other. Learn to lean on each other, because you're inheriting a planet that I screwed up. Seriously, you need to be nicer to each other, and this movie really roots for you. It's beautifully written in a way like an epistle. In the way in the Bible you have like letters from the apostles to Christians saying it's going to be okay. The little girl chapterizes each sort of scene in the movie with a little video where it sounds totally dull and pretentious, but there's still wisdom.
The phases the kids are going through, they are using YouTube, they are using blogs and vlogs,
and it's never just treated like, oh, it's dumb or whatever. There's a kernel of wisdom, even in the stuff that sounds so postcard cliche. You know, kids aren't aware that they're saying stuff that they need to swallow and be aware that they're more worldly than they know. And
okay.
Yeah.
So we have another clip now?
Yes, I want to show you now the director trying to unpack just what I'm saying, but he really just wants to talk frankly. You can't get too academic about this movie. It's mostly about the feeling, and I think this is what he tries to put across. Bo Burnham talking about his movie 8th Grade.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel.
My name is Bo Burnham, and I am the writer and director. I wanted to write something about this age, 13, 8th grade. I also wanted to make a story about this age that was visceral and true to their experience. It's what I felt like at the time and what I still feel like.
By the way, I like your shirt a lot. It's like so cool. What?
It's about an experience of what it means to be a kid in real time. It's the truth, so let's just show it.
Everything will work out if you're just being yourself.
If we're telling the truth, we shouldn't be scared or worried.
Well, I can already take that this is a movie that is a great conversation starter for conversations that need to be had.
Yes, hilarious, left me with a lump in my throat, left me infuriated at times because young men need to see what violence is that manipulation by words is violence too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elsie Fisher is an incredible little actress that is amazing. Just with her tiniest face is able to like push 5 emotions across her face, where the father's been awkward, loving, etc., etc.
Does it touch on those social issues that the series 13 Reasons Why did? Similar, different?
So it really just tries to be worldly and then at the same time totally alienates you when you see high school kids trying to have a drill just in case a school shooter comes in. Sure. And they're trying to have normal conversation while that happens, but it's not making that the be-all and end-all of the conversation itself.
Okay, well, JP, how many popcorns
10 out of 10, 8th grade.
8th grade?
JP's using up his time here, so just 10. Just
oh, wow.
shout it at the TV.
Okay.
Please, high schoolers, go watch it. See if Grandpa's making too much of a fuss. And like I said, maybe you'll learn to just be nicer to each other, lean on each other, strength and unity. We're all rubbish separately.
Okay, well, that was our movie review with JP Sebastian. Giving it 10 out of 10, the movie 8th Grade. Go and check it out. It's coming out in cinemas this weekend.
For real.
We're taking a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. On the other side of the break, Cine 400, they're in the house. You're going to love their jams.
Yeah, man, we've got a lot coming your way after the Stormer coming up. I have no idea what else is coming up this week. Of course, I just saw Dr. D in the house, and I love him. I've missed him on a Tuesday morning. Yeah. But we are talking about something that I think is going to hit home for a lot of gents out there. Hair loss. Do you suffer from hair loss? We'll get into the core, the root reasons why it happens, but also hopefully give you some invaluable advice. And we want to take your calls, 021 430 9881. Have you got a question for the doc? Because the doc is in the house.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show on this Tuesday morning. So good to be in your company. Now, I don't know if you heard it during the ad break. A minor explosion went down in studio. It sounded like this. Bao! Bao, bao! Yes, Canyon Bao is in the house. Hey! Hey! Bao! Bao! That was the explosion. Bao! Okay, well, while you contemplate that, quickly let's take a look at the headlines. We'll chat to her later.
In the national news, South African Airways says it's managed to secure 3.5 billion rand to stay afloat until June. It says negotiations are also underway with banks to roll over debt of 9.2 billion rand to the end of next month. Caster Semenya's legal team has hit back at the International Association of Athletics Federations in her landmark case at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, where she will go toe-to-toe with the athletics governing body. On the international front, Angola has decriminalized consensual same-sex acts between adults in private. The new penal code has now made discrimination against people on the basis of sexual orientation an offense. Australia's main political parties in Parliament were hit by a malicious intrusion on their computer networks, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said. He said that the cyber attack was carried out by a sophisticated state actor. And finally, imagine going to bed with a headache and waking up 4 days later to discover that you've given birth to a healthy baby girl. Well, this is what happened to 18-year-old sports physiotherapy student Ebony Stevenson from Oldham in the UK. Now, Ebony had no idea that she was pregnant when she went to bed. Feeling unwell, her unborn baby had been hidden in one of 2 wombs in an extremely rare condition called uterus didelphys. She had not developed a bump, nor experienced morning sickness, and had not missed a period. Ebony says the experience is overwhelmingly surreal, but meeting daughter Elodie is a miracle. All's well that ends well, and good luck to Ebony and Elodie. Well, it's time for another look at what's happening in the world of sporting news. Here's Graham.
Touching on those major footballing headlines first, Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba, the man of the moment, handed Manchester United a decisive 2-0 victory in their FA Cup 5th round clash with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last night, compounding pressure on embattled Blues manager Maurizio Sarri. After the quarter-final draw, Man United will now face Wolves at the Molineux, while City, they return to Wales to face Swansea. Then the focus shifts to UEFA Champions League tonight as Bayern Munich encounter Liverpool at Anfield, holding Germany's best hope of making it to the last 8, and they'll take exactly that from the suspension of defender Virgil van Dijk, key to the Reds' success this season. Now, other game tonight, Maxwell Cornet of League One side Lyon. He'll take on Barcelona's Messi, Suarez and Coutinho in France. Then bringing it back home, last night, Bidvest Wits, they beat Black Leopards 3-2 on penalties to head into the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. That was after the game ended at 1 apiece. Kapinga's dismal penalty shot over the crossbar, seeing the students march to the last 8 ahead of Thursday's draw. And of course, still hoping for some silverware to save their season over the weekend. Abakosi needed extra time to seal their 3-0 win over the Magic. And then finally, Castor Semenya's lawyers have accused the IAAF of a clear breach of confidentiality provisions to gain public support at the start of their dispute at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The 2-time Olympic 800-meter champion is challenging the introduction of revised eligibility rules for athletes with disorders of sexual development, a case that could have enormous implications. We'll continue to track that story as the morning progresses. Let's see how the roads are looking.
Thank you, G. We take a look at the roads, starting off in Gauteng in Germiston. On the N3 northbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident before Grey Avenue, obstructing the right lane. Please do approach that area with caution. If you are in the Western Cape in Century City, there is congestion on the N1 inbound between the R300 and the Sable Road exit. The average traveling speed there is 30 kilometers per hour with delays up to 30 minutes. Off to the trains, the Flottenburg and Somerset West stations are temporarily closed until further notice. Please do find an alternative mode of transport this morning. Your next report will be at 7:30.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, it's now time for us to take a look at those temperatures for today. We also have a beautiful sunrise photo we'd love to share with you. Sinet van Niekerk had shared this beautiful sunrise from the Free State. Thank you so much for it, Sinet. Now, today you can expect plenty of sunshine with warm conditions and a light breeze and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. But let's look at the rest of the temperatures. Polokwane, starting with you, your low is 13, your high 27. Sunny in Mbombela with a high of 28. Pretoria 14, reaching a high of 29. Johannesburg 14 with a high of 28. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng 18, reaching a high of 30. Klerksdorp 17 with a high of 31. Kimberley 19, 35. Bloemfontein 15 with a high of 31. If you're in Richards Bay, 20 with a high of 28 can be expected. Partly cloudy conditions in Pietermaritzburg with a high of 27. Durban 21, 27. Mthatha 15, 28. East London 21 with a high of 27. It's sunny in Cradock today with a high of 36. Port Elizabeth, your high is 26. If you're in George, 18 with a high of 26 can be expected. Sutherland 13, reaching a high of 32. It's partly cloudy in Cape Town with a high of 28. Worcester 17, 35. Springbok 10, reaching a high of 32. And Uppington, a low of 20 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. Well, if you like Sinet and you'd love to share a beautiful sunrise photo with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Well, it's time for some music on your Tuesday morning. The Cine 400 are in the house. Kaz and Ozzy here representing the band. Good to see you, fellas. Thank you very much for joining us and making music for us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
For those that don't know the band, give us a bit of a background. Where did it all come from? The Cine 400. Firstly, that's a very captivating name.
So the Cine 400 is an old cinema in Athlone.
Yeah?
And we grew up playing cricket and soccer and meeting up there as a focal point within our area.
Yeah. And it was a place of significance for you, lots of memories.
Lots of memories.
Yes. So who was the guy that said, I know what the band name shall be? The Cine 400. Who said that?
An old friend.
Who's no longer part of the band. But how many years have you guys been doing this, and what have been some of your highlights so far?
Well, I met you about many
The thing
years.
is, we've been writing music since we were 15.
Yeah.
We've only started a band. We've been a proper band in the traditional sense for the last 3 years.
Yeah, fantastic. And here you are now on national television, broadcasting throughout the entire world, live on YouTube as well.
We've made
about
it.
to perform. Yes, Mama, they have made it. Here they are with the first song called She's Gone.
She hit me like an instant high. Then and there I knew I had to know you. Fate her caught up in the light. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. She's gone, her heart belongs to another. Forever in my heart, my beautiful summer. Plunge me through my past. Seems to me it all went by so fast. Do you still wear that mask? Then and there I knew I had to know you. Fate caught up in a small town. Between wild and quaint lovers you were found. An unfamiliar face. Can you see me now? Between lotus and lines we get around. There's barely a trace. She's gone. Her heart belongs to another. She's gone. Her heart belongs to another. She's gone. Her heart belongs to another. Forever in my heart, my beautiful summer.
Performance, what a time. Right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. City 400, love it. The best of Athlone.
Oh, I love it. I wish that you could smell what's happening in the kitchen. Princess is busy making muffins. Some croissants have just come out of the oven. So we're going to be having our best, living our best lives. But Princess, could I have a coffee for now, please?
Busy girl,
just
busy
to,
girl.
you know, with the taste buds.
Yeah.
Thank you so
We're
much,
going to take a
darling.
break. After the break, it's still Health Tuesday today. So Dr. Darren Green is in the house. But we're also going to be talking about the effects of taking long-term medication.
Yeah.
What does that do to you? You need to stick around to find out.
And of course, if you're suffering from hair loss, that is what we're tackling with Dr. Darren Green this morning. All that and more happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back after the break. Don't steal my coffee.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's a Tuesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Always so good to have your company. Thank you for choosing us to start the day off with as we engage in some Medical Tuesday chat. Now, hair loss is what we're all about this morning. Now, studies have shown that you lose from between 70 and 100 hairs every single day from your scalp. And apparently, women actually lose particularly more hair in summer than in winter.
So stressed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
The stress that men bring along. Now, at least 90% of your scalp hairs grow, while only 10% are resting at any one time. So it's quite a busy head that we've got going on.
It is, and we do know that hair loss is a great source of distress for many of us, and it'll leave you very self-conscious about your appearance. So here to unpack the situation and hopefully give us some more information on it, we've got trusted dermatologist Dr. Vanessa Lappiner in studio this morning, and then we've got our trusted doctor in the house, Dr. Darren Green. Always so good to have you on the couch. Good morning, Vanessa.
Both of whom have great hair. Just to mark that. I just want to mark that. Beautiful stuff. So let's first start by talking about the causes of hair loss.
Well, I think understanding that the hair growth as such is dependent on two main things, the seed and the soil. So the primary hair seed, which is the stem cell that is destined to become a hair, is there, and then the soil around it that causes causes it to rejuvenate and to move and to grow is actually dependent on nerve supply, blood supply, etc. So causes, the things that can affect both those systems are at play here, and the most important ones that we'd recognize would be genetics in terms of males and females, but also understanding then the effect of hormones on that. So menopause, certainly, the endocrine causes like the thyroid, hypothyroidism, and then, of course, secondary to other medical treatments as well as a side effect of certain drugs and obviously chemotherapy, as you know, and then stress itself also adding to the flavor. So quite a host of causes.
Sure, Vanessa, what are the most common types of hair loss?
So when I see a hair loss patient for the first time, the most important distinction that I have to make is whether the hair loss is a scarring form of hair loss or whether it's non-scarring. So obviously the non-scarring types are the ones that you were chatting about that are more common. But if you have a scarring form of hair loss, the hair follicle has been irreversibly damaged. So you can, try and treat till you're blue in the face, but you cannot make the hair regrow in those patients. And the treatment then has to focus on stopping the process so that you don't lose more hair. Whereas with the non-scarring forms, you obviously can look at the cause, treat it, and simulate the hair to regrow quicker.
All right, we're going to have our lines open on 021-430-9881. Give us a call. Our topic of the day in terms of our Medical Tuesday conversation is all about hair loss. And we've got the experts here, Vanessa Lappiner, dermatologist, and of course, Dr. Darren Green. Give us your questions. We'd love to engage with you.
Very interesting indeed, man. Very interesting indeed.
I feel my hairline receding.
No, don't say that. Listen, you need vitamin B, man. That's what you need. But we are talking about the importance of vitamin B, and of course, it plays such a huge role in your body for things like your energy levels, your cell metabolism, your brain function, and you need to make sure that your body is able to absorb it.
Yeah, so next up we're going to learn more about how taking long-term medication can affect our vitamin B levels.
Last week, we spoke about how gut health affects our vitamin B levels. Today, we found out how long-term medication could lead to the development of vitamin B deficiency with Professor Natalie Shellack. I'm loving these conversations that we're having around vitamin B. And today, we want to put the spotlight on, those who use chronic medication over a long period of time. And what effect does that have on your overall health?
Yes, so a large percent of the population are using chronic medications. And one can even look at this in the sense that, is it for conditions? So these are medicines that include diabetes or hypertension, so high blood pressure, or diseases related to your blood sugar, or patients that are taking it because they've got an underlying infection, for example, HIV or TB. And certainly these medicines can have a hazardous effect to your gastrointestinal tract. And this could either then lead to you having a lack of absorbing, so it can impair how you absorb nutrients and vitamins. It could also impair how you distribute what you are taking, how are you eliminating, and even how are you breaking down any of your nutrients or your vitamins.
Now, I know last week we touched on the importance of your gut health and the role vitamin B plays. So for those who use chronic medication, how does this impact their vitamin B levels?
Okay, so there are certain chronic medications, for example, patients who have seizures and use it for management of their seizures. Some of those medicines can actively impair the absorption of some of your vitamins. Some patients or people are using it for a stomach ulcer, and then that medicine can actually decrease your acidity within your stomach, and that actually affects the way in which you absorb vitamin B12 especially. And then some patients are taking medicines that block the activation of vitamin B6. So in other words, you have vitamin B6, but because you are taking this medicine, for example, isoniazid and TB, you actually cannot absorb it. So it's important that when you take chronic medications and you start feeling different to what your healthcare professional said you should be feeling, or you thought, I'm going to become healthy, I'm taking these medicines, why am I not becoming better? To ask your healthcare professional to check your vitamin B levels if you suspect, like we've mentioned earlier, that you have these signs and symptoms.
So how does vitamin B then help those who use long-term medications?
So if these are medications that impair your vitamin B absorption or distribution, the vitamin B supplements that you are taking will then improve you actively absorbing your medicines and your nutrients, helping you to have sufficient energy levels, helping your overall nervous system so that you can actually start feeling better again, and that the chronic medication that you are taking that's supposed to help you is helping you, but you also have sufficient energy to do what you are supposed to do.
Interesting, very, very interesting. And what other medications can cause a vitamin B deficiency?
Okay, so we've mentioned medications that are important for diabetes. So patients that has diabetes type 2 sometimes use a medicine that is called metformin. So metformin may impair the absorption of especially vitamin B12. There are medicines that our patients that are HIV positive or has TB that are taking that actually prevents the activation of vitamin B6. So those patients will have to have a checkup on their vitamin B levels. There are patients that has a peptic ulcer or stomach ulcer that are taking medications for that can actually prevent the activation or absorption of vitamin B12 or cobalamin. So those are just a few examples. There are lots of other medications. And I think just to end off that question is remember, if it's any medication that you are taking for a nervous system, your overall nervous system, or anything that you are metabolizing food for, or blood-forming products, and you're not really feeling better, have your vitamin B levels inspected.
Thank you, Professor Sherlock, for shedding light. And of course, I'm enjoying these sessions where we get to learn each week a little bit more about the benefits of vitamin B. So don't forget to join us next week when we talk about the link between vitamin B and chronic medications such as metformin and proton pump inhibitors.
Alrighty then, we're back outside on a very beautiful day. Yes, thank you for joining us. Medical Tuesday discussion time. Hair loss is the topic of the day, and we've got trusted dermatologist Dr. Vanessa Lappiner and, of course, our resident medical professional Dr. Darren Green on the hot seat answering your questions. If you'd like to ask them, 021-430-9881. Shall we continue?
Yes, can I talk to you about excessive hair shedding? In the break we were talking and you were talking about when you were pregnant and experiencing hair loss through that, but when can you expect hair shedding to start and stop?
Okay, so if you've had an acute event, so Darren talked about a couple of them, so pregnancy being one, you've got to love what having a baby can do to your body. What happens is that you have a baby, and while you're pregnant, your hair is amazing, it looks glossy, you feel amazing, and then 3 months after you've had a baby, all the hair that's been in the growth phase, the hair cycles through phases, it grows, it rests, it falls out, and suddenly there's a signal to all the hair follicles to go from that growth phase into the falling out phase. And you experience this massive shedding, and it can kind of peak after 4 months, so it can go on for quite a while, and then it will slowly start to slow down and stop. but in a small percentage of cases, it can keep on going into something called chronic telogen effluvium, and that's where you need to look for underlying causes like the iron deficiency or thyroid dysfunction.
Yeah. Speaking of those underlying causes, if we maybe just take it a step back, before we do that, in fact, let's just quickly take a call. Cassie's calling us from KZN. Good morning, Cassie.
Hi guys, good morning, Katleko. So nice to hear your voice.
All the better for hearing your voice on this Tuesday morning. What's your question, Cassie?
Okay, I have a scarring alopecia.
Scarring alopecia.
Yes. And, well, I've been from 2009, I've been to many treatments and things. But now I just started last week. I'm having like injections on my scalp. So I just wanted to know from the doctor if, well, I'm hoping that, you know, that would have really helped me. Because I'm emotionally, it's killing me, the hair loss.
All right. So just quickly say to me again, so you've been undergoing treatment since 2009.
Yes.
And you're getting injections to your scalp to treat.
The injections just started now, last week.
And so what is the question with regards to that?
I just want to know, doctor, that, you know, if it's going to help or...
All right.
You know, I'm so desperate at the moment.
All right. So the treatment of scarring alopecia that Cassie says she's been suffering from.
Okay, so I missed a lot of that, but I heard scarring alopecia and she's having injections.
Yes.
So usually if you're receiving injections, that's intralesional corticosteroids. And it's dampening down inflammatory response because a lot of them are, you know, they can be immune mediated. It depends on your subtype. Whatever kind of scarring alopecia you have, there's so many different types of treatments, and you've actually got a biopsy to distinguish which type you're dealing with. So, yes, as I was saying earlier, with scarring alopecia, the emphasis is not on regrowing that hair, it's stopping the activity. So the end point is not going to be that, unfortunately, you can get all your hair back, but if you've got redness on the scalp or little pimples on the scalp, it's that you're stopping that process. But there are also oral medications that you can try, and a lot of them, if the actual intralesional corticosteroids aren't working. But each case is, unfortunately, you know, case dependent.
Are there then alternatives to allow for hair growth in a different way, or at least achieving that aesthetic? After the treatment has sufficed in stopping the
So once
loss.
it's burnt out and it's in remission, you can look at things like hair transplantation, just to, you know, improve the appearance and get your confidence back.
Yeah, all right.
Definitely.
Cassie, thank you so much for that call. We really appreciate it. We're going to keep our lines open.
Absolutely, and we'll be right back after the break as we talk about hair loss. If you do have a call for us, please do give us a call, 021 430 9881. We'll see you right back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Thanks for coming back to us. The show continues and the feel-good doesn't stop. Dr. Darren Green is still in the building, 021 430 9881. Do you suffer hair loss? Give him a call. Also, Tuesday Tunes with Kat coming up. Right now, though, the news.
Thank you very much, Tabiso. Let's quickly take a look at your news headlines on your Tuesday morning. First and foremost, South African Airways says it has managed to secure 3.5 billion rand to stay afloat until June. It says negotiations are also underway with banks to roll over debt of 9.2 billion rand to the end of next month. And Caster Semenya's legal team has hit back at the International Association of Athletics Federations in her landmark case at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, where she will go toe-to-toe with the athletics governing body. Making international news headlines this morning, Angola has decriminalized consensual same-sex acts between adults in private. The new penal code has now made discrimination against people on the basis of sexual orientation an offence. And Australia's main political parties and parliament were hit by a malicious intrusion on their computer networks, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said. He said the cyber attack was carried out by a sophisticated state actor. And finally, a southern elephant seal who's made Cape Town and environs his temporary home and has been welcomed by hundreds of Cape Townians could soon be leaving. The seal, dubbed Biffle, has completed his molting on Fisher Beach, where he's been for the past couple of weeks and admired by many nature lovers. And if Biffle seems a bit skinny, Mduduzi Sekamela, a mammal scientist with the Department of Environmental Affairs, explains that the reason for this was because Biffle was living off stored fats while shedding skin. Sekamela says Biffle's new hair is growing and he will soon move into the ocean to feed. What can we say? Happy hunting, Biffle. You're always welcome to return to Cape Town's beaches to do some molting. On that story, we leave you news headlines for now. We'll expand on those stories once again at the top of the hour.
Well, before Biffle phones in for some hair loss advice, let's get into those sporting headlines. Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba handed Manchester United a decisive 2-0 victory in their FA Cup fifth-round clash with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last night, compounding the pressure on embattled Blues manager Maurizio Sarri. So after the quarter-final draw later in the evening yesterday, Man United will now face Wolves at the Molineux, while City returned to Wales to face off with Swansea. Then the focus shifts to UEFA Champions League tonight as German giants Bayern Munich encounter Liverpool at Anfield, holding Germany's best hope of making it to the last 8, and they'll take exactly that from the suspension of defender Virgil van Dijk, key to the Reds' success this season. In our other fixture tonight, Maxwell Cornet of Ligue 1 side Lyon will take on Barcelona's Messi, Suarez and Coutinho in France. Then bringing it back home last night, Bidvest Wits beat Black Leopards 3-2 on penalties to head into the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. That was after the game ended 1-1. Kaminga's dismal penalty effort over the crossbar, seeing the students march to the last 8 ahead of Thursday's draw. Still hoping for some silverware to save their season over the weekend. Amakosi needed extra time to seal their 3-0 win over the Magic. And then finally, Caster Semenya's lawyers have accused the IAAF of a clear breach of confidentiality provisions to gain public support at the start of their dispute at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The 2-times Olympic 800-meter champion is challenging the introduction of revised eligibility rules for athletes with disorders of sexual development in a case that will no doubt have enormous implications. We'll continue to track that story as we progress this morning. Now let's track the traffic.
Thanks so much. Gee, let's take a look at your traffic once again, starting off in Gauteng and Highveld. On the N1 southbound, there is congestion between John Foster Drive and the New Road exit. The average traveling speed there is 30 kilometers per hour with delays up to 20 minutes. If you are in the Western Cape in Bellville, there has been an accident on the N1 inbound that's before Durban Road. 2 lanes are currently closed and causing heavy delays from Carl Grenier Drive. Please be patient on the roads. And off to the trains, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Simonstown line. This is due to defective signal at Deep River, speed restrictions, as well as sets out of service and faulty level crossing booms at Kenilworth. Our beautiful Zoe standing by with the weather.
Oh, thank you, Tabiso. Well, you know what? We have a beautiful skyline I would love to show you, and this one came through from Luyanda, who sent us this amazing sunrise overlooking the mountains from Durban. Now, Luyanda, today you can expect mainly sunny conditions in Durban. A northeasterly breeze traveling at about 13 kilometers an hour with a maximum of 27. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures, starting off in Polokwane, a low of 13 with a high of 27. Mbombela, 16, reaching a high of 28. Pretoria, 14, 29. Johannesburg, 14 with a high of 28. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng with a high of 30. Klerksdorp, 17, reaching a high of 31. Kimberley, 19 with a high of 35. Bloemfontein, 15, reaching a high of 31. Some scattered showers is expected in Richards Bay with a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg, 14, reaching a high of 27. Durban 21 with a high of 27, Mthatha 15 reaching a high of 28. It's partly cloudy in East London today with a high of 27. Cradock, your low is 18 and your high is 36. Partly cloudy in Port Elizabeth 19 with a high of 26. George 18, 26. Sutherland 13 with a high of 32. Cape Town 19 reaching a high of 28. Worcester 17, 35. Springbok 10 with a high of 32. And finally Uppington, a low of 20 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your traffic for now, and your weather. We'll have a final update for you at 8 o'clock.
And we're back again on the couch. As you can hear, the conversation's still underway, and we're hoping that you'll be engaging with us. Give us a call on 0214309881. Dr. Vanessa Lappiner as well as Dr. Darren Green are here to talk about hair loss. And I know that you had a question
as the sun peeks over the mountain and just gives us this golden glow. We've got a call on the line right now, all the way from Durban.
Abby. This is
Abby.
Abby.
Hello, Abby.
Good morning, Abby.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for your call, Abby. What is your question?
My question is that what can I do after I'm losing my hairline?
So what can you do after losing your hairline? Which kind of ties into the question that we were talking about now.
Can different hairstyles cause hair loss? And I think that that's maybe what Abby has experienced. Once that hairline is gone, and Abby, I think you've also seen pictures of both Serena Williams, Naomi Campbell. They've all also lost their hairlines as well as a contributor to that. What can one do to get it back?
Yeah, I think you'd like to speak about traction.
I can. So traction's an interesting one because it starts off being reversible, but after years and years of kind of pulling on those hair follicles, it can become scarring. So you really want to catch it early.
Yeah.
And so the most important thing is obviously to adjust the hairstyle. So tight braiding, tight ponytails, weaves, gluing wigs onto the frontal hairline. That's always going to strain the hair follicle. So you want to change the hairstyle, go as natural as possible, and then we can look at what we can do, how much is still possible to regrow, and there are options that we can use from sprays and supplements, and we can improve it.
Okay.
All right, so
as long as it can be improved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Abby. I have a quick question regarding hairstyles as well, maybe like with regards to me. Whenever I go to the barber, depending on which barber you go to, some of them like to when they do the trim, go a little bit deeper into the hairline. Others, I'm like, yo, you need to just let it grow.
Yeah.
Doing that too often, trimming too deeply in, could that lose me my hairline permanently and start that regression of hairline?
Well, you don't really get to the actual root of the hair follicle by getting a shave on but certainly what is important are infective conditions that can occur, more related to the procedures and the hygiene in the salon, especially with shaving heads, and how that infective process can also then affect inflammation of the hair follicle and lead then to hair loss later.
Well, it's a big topic. I certainly do hope that we get to chat about it some more. Thank you so much to our experts in the field, Dr. Vanessa Lappiner, a dermatologist as well, then our resident medical professional, Dr. Darren Green, chatting all things hair loss. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
you
very
guys.
helpful.
Good house call, I say.
You can sit, have a seat. Should I sit? Oh, well, listen, we are still figuring out having a seat, sitting down, standing up. We were just taking selfies earlier, and of course, we'll be posting those on our Expresso Facebook page. Canyon Bao in studio with us. And I was like, we were too excited to try shuffle out. Should we look at the mirror? Should we sit here, look at camera?
This place is amazing. Sheesh.
How beautiful is our beauty room?
Oh, my goodness. It is stunning.
Well, listen, we are having so much fun in this beauty room, getting to know about everyone's personal skincare routines. But for you, when you step out in the day, what is that number 1 or 2 things that you always make sure you never leave the house without when it comes to your beauty skincare regime?
It has to be sunblock. Sunblock and lip balm, because those are the 2 things that you need in the day in the sun. Everything else, I mean, I do at home, but I need protection throughout the day. So it has to be sunblock, sunblock, sunblock.
Oh, listen, I'm for that sunblock life, and of course it keeps the wrinkles at bay, not that you have anything to worry about. No, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, but I love the lip balm idea. I need to invest in some of that.
Yeah, because we tend to forget that lips are also skin, and they also burn in the sun. And make sure that your lip balm has a lot of sun protection in it, because I mean it protrudes from your face, so obviously it gets sun damage sandwich as well.
See, that's why we have Canyon Bao in studio. Of course, after the break, we're going to be catching up with her and getting to know her a little bit better, making some changes, all for the better and all for the good. And of course, after the break, we're going to spend some time in the kitchen whipping up some lactose-free waffles.
That's the theme of the day.
And that's for breakfast.
Yes.
So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a bit.
Clover No Lac, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning. So good to have your company. And thank you for choosing us to start the day off with as we continue on. Now, being lactose intolerant is a serious issue for many people out there, often leaving you feeling very bloated and uncomfortable. But fear not, because Clover No Lac has just launched the Clover No Lac 21-Day Challenge. And they want to challenge you to feel the difference.
Now, we all know that it takes 21 days to change a bad habit, or 21 days to see a difference. And this is why we have South African actress, TV host, and artist, and basically Earthang, Canyon Bao in studio to chat about how she has taken up the 21-day challenge, a time to change your lifestyle and introduce Clover No Lac into your diet. Let's take a look.
Morning, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. And this is my first cup of coffee of the day. I woke up late. Do you know, sometimes I just wish I could have milk in my coffee, but I can't because I'm lactose intolerant. How many of you suffer from the same thing, where you can't have any dairy treats like ice cream, milk tarts, and all these delectables that are just full of these nice dairy tastes? It is a big problem, eh? But guess what? There might be a solution.
I mean, way to open up the conversation, Kanye.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, looking at you, I would have never thought that this is something that you have trouble with, but yet here you are. So how did you learn that you are lactose intolerant, and what were the symptoms that you were experiencing?
You know, after I had my daughter, everything just went haywire. And I mean, I realized this every time I had milk, because I'd wake up in the evening, you know, after breastfeeding my daughter, and I'd love to have a snack, and I'd have cookies and milk. And my stomach would get hard, and I would get bloated, and I'd have cramps. But I didn't understand. I just thought probably it's not sleeping right. It's not, you know, eating correctly, and
yeah.
it's probably diet. And I only found out literally last year that I'm lactose intolerant.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So then how did the whole 21-day no lactose or no lac challenge come about? I mean, why did you decide to get involved?
So there's a cafe just around the corner from my house. I go for breakfast every single day, and I was complaining. And I said, I come here every single day. I've been here for like 3 years with you guys, but you still don't have milk that helps people that can't take lactose, you know? And I then put it on social media, and I said, listen, I've got this problem. What do we do? I mean, if you get to a restaurant and they don't have a specific type of milk that could help you, what do we need to do? Then Clover then hit me up and said, listen, we've actually got a 21-day challenge.
Yeah.
How about you try it out? Because no lac really works.
Yeah.
And I've been on it, and it's amazing.
Because you're in your 5th day now, right?
Yes.
And already you're experiencing a difference.
It's amazing because now I can make my own custard at home.
Sure.
I could make my own.
Finally. You're living.
And I could actually have my cereal every single morning.
Man.
And I actually took it to the cafe, and they also tried it out. And look, I've saved the day.
Wow, that's incredible.
You could
And
become a supplier for them or something.
didn't you make an ice cream last week?
We did make an ice cream
And
last
it was
week.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it tastes amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a working mom. It's not like you have all day long to kind of think up alternatives the entire time. You're always busy on the grind, creating great movies, great TV shows, all of that.
Yes.
Why is it so important for you to take up a challenge like this, Clover No Lac 21-day challenge?
Well, I love results. So for me, if it's a challenge, I need to see results and I need to see change. And the 21-day challenge gives me that opportunity to go into it and fully understand. And if I need to educate someone else and say, look, this product really works, it really needs to work for me. And number 2 is, I mean, I need to change my habits also. And this is a quick way to enjoy my breakfast on the go and have my coffee as well. And that's why I took up the 21-day challenge.
Talking about changing habits, I think that's the hardest thing to do. Like once we've learned a certain type of behavior, it's not the learning, it's the unlearning. That's the toughest. What 3 tips do you have for anyone trying to maybe unlearn bad habits and, you know, achieve better lifestyle choices?
I think number 1, you need to believe in the process.
Yeah.
Any belief helps you to achieve whatever goal that you want. Number 2, you need to take no lac. Right, that's number 1. Yes. And number 3 is honestly, you know, be honest with yourself and apply self-discipline. Because you can't change a habit if you're going to do it once and you're not consistent. You need to be consistent with anything that you do.
I love that. Consistency is key.
I love the self-discipline. I wish people would apply it more when they tweet.
Yeah.
Just apply self-discipline. Listen, it's always such a pleasure to have you here with us. I hope you're going to be spending some time in the studio during the morning.
I'm going to hang out, have
don't
coffee,
have any,
chill. I'm waiting for the waffles. Apparently there's like a waffle situation.
Yes,
We got you hooked up, child.
all kinds of
So I hope I have a piece.
You will.
Yeah.
So listen, if you suffer from being lactose intolerant, like Kanye, or you have bloating, why not take the Clover No Lac 21-day challenge and feel the difference? Or better yet, join us in the kitchen with Kanye a bit later on this morning as we make a delicious lactose-free meal that you can enjoy during your hashtag 21-day No Lac challenge.
Exactly, but for right now, 2 lucky viewers can stand a chance at winning a Clover No Lac hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. All you have to do is go to Clover No Lac's Facebook page, click on the link provided to enter the competition, then go and get entering. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Again with No Lac lactose-free milk from Clover. Join us on Expresso for the 21-day No Lac challenge and feel the difference. Featuring dietitians with expert advice on the meaning of being lactose intolerant, the causes and symptoms, but best of all, the scrumptious recipes for cooking and baking with Clover No Lac. The health-conscious, way better taste of Clover milk that lets you and your family enjoy milk again.
Enjoy dairy again with lactose-free No Lac. Made with love by Clover.
Looks nice.
Oh, well, we made it seem like it's going to be a long, long time this morning before we get into the kitchen. Well, we're here right now. Canyon Bao is joining us.
Yes.
And of course, as you've just heard, being lactose intolerant is a serious issue for many, leaving you often feeling bloated and uncomfortable. But fear not, because Clover No Lac has just launched the Clover No Lac 21-day challenge and wants to challenge you to feel the difference. Now, if you are looking for a healthier dessert or even a breakfast alternative, then we have the perfect recipe for you. We're about about to make lactose-free waffles this morning. And thanks to Clover No Lac, it is all of the delicious goodness and none of the discomfort. So, Kanye, I hope you are ready to enjoy some breakfast with us.
Yes. If there's any ingredients left, because Kanye's just snacking away here on the berries, man. You know, I'm just saying, Kanye.
Just quality control.
Listen, good to have you with us, man. And do you like waffles? Do you like waffles? You do like waffles? Okay, cool. Especially made with Clover No Lac. I mean, it's great. It's high in calcium, easy to digest as well. Contains lactase, which breaks down that lactose, which is great. So let's make some waffles. So we've got some flour, we've got some salt in there. Do you want to do the honors?
I'll just mix and then you throw in everything.
I think that's great, yeah. So you mix first. So we've got some salt into the flour ready. There's some sugar. So you can see a very little amount of sugar and some baking powder. That goes in there as well. So mix that nicely for us. Right, Zoe, if you're going to get busy on that side.
Yes.
All right, we've got the eggs in there, just plug the vanilla essence.
Grab the whisk, there we go, thank you. Adding vanilla essence.
Perfecto, and then we need 1.5 cups of Clover No Lac.
Cool, so here is your measuring jug.
Okay, I'll pull that up for you. Let's see, where's my...
1.5.
It smells what it smells amazing.
It smells amazing. Okay, where's my cup mark? There we go. Dun, 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 dun. 1.5 cups. That's gonna go in there. You got to get it perfect, because baking is a science. It's a science, but we're making it easy for you. The keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. Just like that.
There we go.
Cool. So, Kanye, what I need you to do now is create a little well inside there. And then, Zoe, you pour that in.
Okay, it's going to be a bit messy. Do I just pour a little
pour
bit?
It into that. Well, that's a good well. It's a good well, Kanye. Well done.
Thank you so much.
That's a good pour.
All right, and now you start mixing it. You start combining it. That's it.
Do you want some more?
You can get in there. You can get in there.
May
I see you very, very cautious.
I am because
absolutely.
Guys,
it's
the
good.
shirt.
You're looking good. You're looking good.
The shirt.
And that's basically as easy as it is. It really is easy. It's quick. You can do it in the morning. That's it. And now you just combine that very nicely.
Yeah. No, I need to be careful. I mean, guys.
It's okay.
Were we supposed to add some oil?
We're going to add some oil just now.
Okay.
That's it. Just want to get Kanye in there. So Zoe, you can actually just fill up one of those little yellow cups that we have. There's a quarter of a cup. Just put that in there, exactly.
There we go. Nice.
I assume we were supposed to add this to the liquids.
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
Kanye, I'm going to add it. There we go.
Now it's going to come together very nicely.
Really wants you to work this morning.
Yes. There we go. So that's basically your waffle mixture.
Let me know if you're going to take over.
Done.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Let me help you out there.
Oh, you can do it. You're offering to do it. Go for it.
Fine.
And he's got the arms for it, so
I'll do it.
Go for it.
There we go. We just want to make sure to combine everything very nicely. Just like that.
Nice.
And then it's a matter of making it.
So you've preheated our waffle iron?
Our waffle iron is preheated. Let's pop that guy in there. Okay, let's see if we can get this right. So we'll probably need about 2 of these. Perfect, thank you.
There we go.
Ooh.
Yes.
And I love some waffle irons. You get different shapes.
On, get in there.
And you could actually make like hearts
little
and
hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously this will now spread. I'm going to add a little bit more to this one.
Yeah, I think you need
and a little bit more to this one.
There we go.
And that will now spread beautifully. And then you cook it up until it's done. You make it, your waffles come out like this, and now you can dress it with the ingredients that we thankfully have left. Some berries, we have some honey and some flaked almonds as well. You dress that up. Let's get that going. Excuse my hands. Hands are clean.
Here's some honey.
It's loaded up there. That berry decides to roll away.
Yeah.
And always, 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 always pop a few in front, just because it looks nice.
Yeah. Well, our keyword this morning, if you'd love to have this no lac waffle recipe sent, lactose-free waffle recipe sent to you, it's Clover to 33728. SMS that to 33728 with the word Clover, and we'll send you the links directly. And of course, if you've missed any of the steps, we've got a quick recap for you.
If you're looking for a healthier dessert or breakfast alternative, then these lactose-free waffles are for you. Thanks to Clover No Lac, it has all of the delicious goodness and none of the discomfort. To get started, add 2 cups of cake flour, 4 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt to a mixing bowl. Stir to combine. Use a spoon to make a well in the center of the mixture. Then add 2 eggs, 1½ cups of Clover No Lac lactose-free milk, 60 milliliters Olive Pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon vanilla essence, and whisk to combine. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Whisk to combine. Pour some of the waffle mixture into your preheated waffle iron and cook until golden and crisp. Add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder to the waffle mixture for chocolate-flavored waffles. Fold together and cook until golden crisp. Serve immediately with a drizzle of syrup, fresh fruit, and flaked almonds.
Made with love by Clover.
Our lactose-free waffles that we made with Canyon Bao in studio. Of course, if you'd love to have this recipe sent directly to your phone, just SMS that keyword Clover to 33728. Did
Just
you enjoy
like that.
it?
I did. Very
Just
easy
like
as well,
that.
on the go.
Okay, this one is still steaming away happily, and it should be done pretty soon. Hopefully, I don't want to open it too soon. I'm scared, man.
You have to wait a little.
I think we have to
Well,
wait.
just to remind you about that great giveaway that we have 2 lucky viewers who can stand a chance of winning a Clover No Lack hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. Just make sure you go to the Clover No Lack Facebook page and click on the link provided to enter the competition. So go on, get entering. Those T's and C's, they do apply, and they're available on our website, expressoshow.com.
Clover No Lack, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
So yes, free SMSs don't apply, but lactose-free does. We are going to continue our waffle magic this morning.
Yeah.
We're going to go the savory route after the break.
Oh, fabuloso. Okay, listen, still coming up. The Cine 400, they're still in the building. I mean, the sound is going on to a whole new level after the break, so stick around on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Strap it.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's time for your daily dose of Feel Good. So good!
It is at that time of the morning. We've gone all over the internet because just because the weekend is gone, it doesn't mean that the feel good needs to come to an end. So we found some really funny videos and some interesting ones as well that are going to leave you feeling so good. Yeah, baby.
Yes.
What's happening?
How about this one? Anybody feeling confused?
Always.
That was
I'm
a
always
great
confused.
segue, Kat. Great segue.
Always.
Now,
What?
can you imagine the feeling of knowing who your mother is, but then at the same time, like, not knowing?
No.
What?
No, come on.
You've never
Now you
experienced
left
that
me
before?
feeling
Yeah, like, you know.
confused. What are you trying to
Okay,
say?
okay, it's a baby, okay? This poor baby just couldn't really get the hang of it. Okay, very confusing. So.
Oh, no,
Yeah? Okay. Hello, Mama. Hi, Mom. But then your mother has a twin. What? No, but there's my mama. Who are you? Okay, no, there's my mama. Oh, there's my mama. Wait, what? No, here's my mama.
Can you? Oh, look at that
what's going on?
face.
Look
Look at those eyes. This is so confusing.
Hey! Oh, hello, Mama. No, what
Oh. This whole thing looks like it's headache-inducing. Just like not knowing what's going on.
What is breaking in my chest?
Like that's a rough morning, man.
Now, imagine if that was on like a boomerang loop. That could carry on forever.
Yeah,
That's just,
I always
wow.
know when people start talking to me in Afrikaans, they think I'm you.
Okay.
Man, that broke my heart, man. That really did.
Yeah, well, listen, how about this one? What's a feel-good moment without some dance moves? We love dance moves, we love our Friday dances, dance moves are cool. This cute kid breaks it down to his favorite song. Check it out.
Everything I said. I said a boom, chicka boom.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, with retard and everything, man.
Come on.
I said a boom, chicka rocket, chicka rocket, chicka boom.
Yeah. Break it down.
Yeah, it's like nappy.
Oh, man.
I said a boomer shika rum. Said a boomer shika rocka shika. Hey, this is
how we did it back in our day. There's something about dancing in a nappy that is just like completely...
Especially an oversized nappy.
It's worth a try. It's worth a try, guys. If you ever find yourself bored.
We're not going to do it as a challenge on Expresso.
Tabiso on the other hand.
Tabiso said he'd do it.
Maybe this Friday, right here.
Here's a question. Since you and I did the Speedo challenge, would you like to see Tabiso and Graham in an oversized Speedo dancing
I'm down.
to a song?
I'm down for
He's
it.
down.
An oversized nappy. Oh, goodness.
We'll do it.
We are doing this. With oversized pacifiers as well.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Time for the news.
Yeah.
I certainly would pay good money to see that. I'm in. Let's take a look at what's happening in the national news. South African Airways says that it's managed to secure 3.5 billion rand to stay afloat until June. The state-owned entity says negotiations are also underway with banks to roll over debt of 9.2 billion rand to the end of next month. The cash-strapped airline is currently exploring turnaround strategies to address its debt crisis, including the possible unbundling of the airline. In order to implement its 3-year turnaround plan, SAA says it needs a total bailout of 21.7 billion rand from government. On the international front, Angola has decriminalized consensual same-sex acts between adults in private. A previous Portuguese colony, Angola inherited an ancient colonial statute dating back to 1886 that criminalized homosexual conduct. Punishment upon conviction included confinement to an asylum for the mentally insane, jail time with hard labor, and disqualification from practicing a profession. The new penal code has now made discrimination against people on the basis of sexual orientation an offence, with punishment of up to 2 years imprisonment. Australia's main political parties in Parliament were hit by a malicious intrusion on their computer networks. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has said. He said that cyber attack was carried out by a sophisticated state actor, but he added there was no evidence of an electoral interference. The nation will hold an election within months. The Australian government has faced a number of cyber attacks in recent years, some of which have been attributed in the local media to nations such as China. And then finally, imagine going to bed with a headache and waking up 4 days later to discover you've given birth to a healthy baby girl. Well, this is what happened to 18-year-old sports physiotherapy student Ebony Stevenson from Oldham in the UK. Ebony had no idea that she was pregnant when she went to bed feeling unwell. Her unborn baby had been hidden in one of 2 wombs in an extremely rare condition called uterus didelphys. Now, she had not developed a bump nor experienced morning sickness and had not missed a period. Ebony says that the experience is overwhelmingly surreal, but meeting her daughter Elodie is a miracle. Well, all's well that ends well, and a very good luck to Ebony and Elodie. That was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's delve a little deeper into those major sporting headlines this morning. Football dominating as Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba handed Manchester United a decisive victory in their FA Cup fifth-round clash with Chelsea in Stamford Bridge last night. The midfielder nodding in an inch-perfect cross from Pogba, who then turned to goal scorer, completing a towering header to double the advantage. So with the Blues playing their first domestic game since their 6-0 humbling by Manchester City, the pressure continues to mount on embattled manager Maurizio Sarri. And after the quarter-final draw last night, Manchester United will now face Wolves at the Molineux, while City, they'll return to Wales to face Swansea this time. Then the focus shifts to UEFA Champions League tonight as Bayern Munich encounter Liverpool at Anfield, described by winger Arjen Robben as his worst stadium. So since 2005 and 2006's season, a German side has always made it to the quarters, but after Dortmund's 3-0 mauling at Spurs and Schalke facing Man City tomorrow, Bayern hold Germany's best hope, probably, and will take exactly that from the suspension of Virgil van Dijk tonight, the world's most expensive defender, and of course a key to the Reds' success this season. In our other game tonight, Ligue 1 side Lyon will take on Barcelona in France, pitting young Maxwell Cornet, who scored 3 goals against City, getting to this point against Messi, Suarez and Coutinho should be a cracker. Then bringing it back home last night, Bidvest Wits beat Black Leopards 3-2 on penalties to head into the quarters of the Nedbank Cup after the game ended at 1-1. Musonda cancelled out Matupa's first half goal, and after a goalless extra time and 2 penalty misses apiece, Kapinga's dismal effort over the crossbar saw Wits march into the last 8 ahead of Thursday's draw. And still hoping for some silverware to save their season, Amakosi of course went through over the weekend but needed extra time to seal their 3-0 win over the Magic. And then finally, Caster Semenya's lawyers have accused the IAAF of using underhanded tactics to gain public support at the start of their dispute at the Court of Arbitration for Sport in Lausanne. The 2-times Olympic 800-meter champion is challenging the introduction of revised eligibility rules for athletes with disorders of sexual development in a case that could have enormous implications. So after the governing body released a list of experts it intends to call in the case, Semenya's lawyers responded within an hour, saying it is a clear breach of the confidentiality provisions of the case. The case will be heard until Friday, with a verdict expected on the 29th of next month. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take one final look at your roads this morning. Starting off in Gauteng and Bedfordview on the N3 northbound, there is an obstruction in the road before Linksfield Road, obstructing the left lane. Please approach with caution. And if you are in the Western Cape, in Kuils River, you can expect some congestion on the R300 northbound. That's between the N1 off-ramp and Van Riebeek Road. Off to the trains now. The T3510 train from Wellington to Cape Town is delayed due to the overhead power failure between Wellington and Milan. Please make sure that you allow enough travel time this morning. Off to your final look of the weather.
A quick and final look, and also a quick look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Thank you, Steve, for your beautiful sunrise picture from Limpopo, Sinette for your sunrise picture from the Free State, and lastly Luyanda for your amazing sunrise from Durban. Thank you so much for them. Now looking at those temperatures, Polokwane a low of 13, a high of 27, Mbombela 16, 28, Pretoria 14, 29, Johannesburg 14 with a high of 28, Mahikeng 18 reaching a high of 30, Klerksdorp 17 reaching a high of 31, Kimberley 19, 35, Bloemfontein 15 with a high of 31, Richards Bay 20, 28, Pietermaritzburg 14, 27, Durban 21 with a high of 27, Mthatha 15 reaching a high of 28, East London 21 reaching a high of 27, it's sunny in Cradock 18 with a high of 36, Port Elizabeth 19 reaching a high of 26, George 18, 26, Sutherland 13, 32, Cape Town 19 with a high of 28, Worcester 17 reaching a high of 35, Springbok 10 with a high of 32, and Uppington a low of 20 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. And that's your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Music now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on a Tuesday. The City 400 are here. Kaz, Akib, and Ozzy are here. They're going to be performing a song called American Dreams, which kind of, you twisted my mind when I asked you about it now, because I thought I knew what the song was about. But what is it really about, American Dreams?
You want to give the answer?
It's about a lot of things, mainly frustration, I think. So we sing from the point of the struggle of being a successful musician, as well as social commentary on immigration in America, particularly with the Mexican population.
Yeah. Well, the stage is all yours, gentlemen. Take it away.
Thank you very much.
American Dreams.
I'm 19 years old. This ain't the place I know, 'cause I'd rather go. You gotta get it done, then we're gone. No more crying out of sight. Now we're coming for the throne. Staring at the sun, but it's only getting colder. Driving around the coast, bury the bag in Minnesota. Won't stop till it's over. Keep looking over my shoulder. Running fast, coming last. I don't know how I saw you. This all seems hazy, you know. Standing tall, then I fall. I don't know. Some say I'm lazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Long ago, somewhere on the east side of Mexico, a young man got lost on his way to the motherland. Running from the dark with the sunset on my shoulder. Running from the past, but it's only getting closer. One stop till it's over. They say we're only getting older. Running fast, coming last. I don't know how I saw you. This all seems hazy, you know. Standing tall, then I fall. I don't know. Some say I'm lazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Long ago, somewhere on the east side of Mexico, young man got lost on his way to the motherland. Long ago, somewhere on the east side of Mexico.
400 live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Man, how awesome was that? Hey, these guys, such a vibe. He was in it, exactly. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. We're still hanging out with this beauty, Canyon Bao. She's here. Listen, the explosions are real, that's for sure. I want to complete your look with your beautiful shoes and your earrings. So strawberries and cream frappe. I think that's the only thing that we need to get. Princess, please, my love. You'll see it goes out nicely. So we're going to continue catching up with Connie after the break. Stick around for that. And then also, we meet the Cool Dads. It's the Cool Dads. It's an ending concert. And I think it's a fantastic initiative. We're going to be finding out all about that after the break, after myself and Connie enjoy our strawberries and cream frappes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have you found the one? Try the new McAfee strawberries and cream frappe and enjoy a little moment of lovin'.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Now, I mean, how many people can say that they've landed their first TV role at the age of 8 and their first presenting gig at 12? Not many people, but Canyon Bao is part of a star-studded cast that's set to take the box office by storm. Join us in welcoming actress and TV host, Canyon Bao!
Explosion that is you. Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
it's a thing now, trademarking.
Yeah.
But you were doing amazing things. Stalking you on Instagram and on Twitter. I think 2 weeks ago you posted.
But you don't like.
No, I do.
You don't press like though.
No, she done caught you.
I know my likes.
She done caught you.
Listen, Red Room is your latest venture in film, a thriller of sorts. We're taking a look at pictures while we talk about it. Tell me about this adventure, because we get to see you in a different light, a creepy, scary, hold me back kind of light. What was it like working on this?
It was amazing. I got to do my own stunts. I was filled with blood 90% of the time. I got to kill men on set. So it was quite nice, you know. It was something totally different from like rom-coms that I usually do.
Yeah.
Or being someone's mom on television. So I think this is really a different type of genre for the for our industry, basically. So this is a film about a woman who was disappointed by love, where she then finds out that her husband is actually involved in women trafficking or selling women for the sex trade overseas. She then finds out and he passes away as she's about to try and find out the truth from him. And then she goes into this herself by putting herself up as a potential victim to be taken in, and they then take her and then she kills the guys that are actually in the trade. Basically. Not giving spoiler alerts, but
So dark and twisted. Now, the last time you wowed, in fact, the last time I remember that you wowed us on the big screen was when you worked with Leon Schuster on Frank and Fearless. Take us through that experience. What was that like?
That was very difficult. People think that, you know, being angry or being a strong actress is hard, or having a strong character. It's the light characters that are difficult, where you just need to stay calm and be ditzy. So that was my most challenging role ever till this day, because Beauty couldn't speak English, she doesn't speak much, and she's just bland. And
nothing like you.
90% of the time, Kanye would come out, and Gray would have to remind me that that's you.
Tone it down.
So that was very hard. That was very hard. But Leon is very funny, he's very professional, he loves what he does, and I hope I do a few more films with him.
But I think that just speaks volumes of your abilities, because the array, in terms of the spectrum of the characters you can play, is so wide. So what's next? I mean, Even the sky is not the limit. What is Canyon Bao?
Happiness is coming back. Happiness is a 4-letter word.
Yes.
The sequel,
fair.
so it's coming out. So I'm shooting that at the end of the year. And then I've got a new film that I'm doing. It's a musical, where I'm like a Whoopi Goldberg type of quiet feature, where it's like light and fun. So I'm looking forward to that, working with kids. So it's going to be quite fun, you know.
So you're constantly stretching and pushing those boundaries and really just taking us to fresh, interesting spaces.
I'm singing this time, so let's see how that goes.
Wait,
it's a musical.
Well, I mean, a line or two would be very nice.
No, come on,
Tuesday
guys.
morning,
No, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Guys, don't do this to me.
Come on.
Really?
1, 2, 3.
The beat continues.
Like you've got the whole crew's doing it now.
The whole crew,
The pressure.
Come on. Come on, Kai.
Do it.
Birds flying high.
Yes, girl.
You know how I feel. Help me, because that's your song.
Sun in the sky.
Oh, yes. You know how I feel. Something like that. It's early, guys. Oh, my gosh.
We're doing this. Coming to your theatre near you.
This chair's a problem.
We're going to call it Bao, the explosive musical. You're an amazing talent. Thank you for joining us. I'm done.
Wow.
Sure. There we go. Got the treated there for a little second there. Huh?
Bow.
Bow.
Bam. Bow.
Said it's explosions. Listen, next up, I'm a cool dad. And I'm not saying that because I feel that myself and Graham, we are cool dads. You're a cool dad as well. But I'm a cool dad is really a platform that encourages fathers to be cool dads, to participate and be kind of present in their kids' lives. That's what we're talking about right now.
So why just talk about that conversation about being a good, caring, responsible father when you can sing about it?
Yeah.
Cue the Love Potion concert in Josie.
This Valentine's night show was an evening of music for those in love and fundraising for the foundation. The lineup included Afro soul singer Amanda Black and the supremely talented Mzukulu.
Ingoma engizoyicula namhlanje eyani and ufuna ukuthini ngayo ukuthi uyenze noSjava.
Ingoma esizwe perform namhlanje ngicabanga ukuthi ngiproud kakhulu ngayo because ingoma ekhuluma ngothando ezusuku namhlanje kuze 14 naze ukuthi mangabe kuze 14 February kuyinyanga namake usuku lo celebrate uthando kodwa nje ngicacisa ukuthi ingoma esizwe perform namhlanje ingoma yothando ezonikeza noma ukuvuselela kubantu ukuthi uthando into enjani nokwakha kanje ukuthi sibambisane kanjani othandweni njengoba wonke umuntu okhona ngicabanga ukuthi uthando uyingxenye yalo.
So, Java, what do you think about the Cool Dads Foundation?
I think it's very amazing. I understand, even though I'm not a father, but I really think it's amazing. Cool Dads Foundation, dads with passion for fatherhood. I understand we need that. We need to teach young people how to be great fathers. We need to teach young people how to be present. I would really love to see it going forth. That's why I did the song Baba. It's a very special song to me where I'm talking about my situation in Baba. We try to include it in our music. You understand, but then you can't force everyone to listen or take notes. So those who listen will always try and spread the message about that.
The combination of that message and an awesome musical lineup including I'm a Blesser hitmaker Mlindo the vocalist got a lot of guys like Tommy DeBrain thinking of their kids.
I also heard when they started introducing the show that it's about fathers being present when, you know, we raise kids, which is a rare initiative. I think I like the initiative. If you look at it, we grew up in situations whereby fathers were absent, but now, as we grow up, you see now the importance of fathers and fathers being present in the lives of their kids. It's a great initiative and it motivates me a lot. I think I'll go back and really think about motivating others to join shows like this.
It's a good initiative because now what it does, it brings, it creates that bond between the father and the children. This initiative, it will definitely create that bond to spend time with our kids and to go out with them, you know?
I think it's really a great initiative. We need more dads that are around. We need them, you know, we need dads to tell other dads to be present. And also it'll make a big impact in the community, man, because when kids have their fathers around or both their parents around, you can see the impact it kind of has, especially if, like, obviously it's good parenting. Music is extremely powerful. It conveys a message without even us having to talk about it and be like, okay, music is this. Music speaks for itself, and it's the quickest or the most easiest way to reach a person's heart. And if the music is positive, has a positive meaning, and a lot of love songs, it reaches people because we relate to it. My new single, Tanwandim, right? The core of it is about self-love. It is about community love. And obviously, what I understand of cool dads, it's centered in love, because you can never be a dad without love, right? You can never be a good dad, a good father, or a good father figure without love. So what the song is about, it promotes self-love. It promotes self-love to people that are in situations, especially women that are in situations, toxic situations, abusive relationships. So the role of fathers and men is to sort of influence other men to be better.
The real effect will be felt away from the stage, music and lights in 1,000 different homes, and the many ways which South African dads begin to reconnect with their children.
I came, I saw, I conquered. I had so much fun with such a beautiful cause. The Love Potion concert really knew how to bring it on this Valentine's Day. I would have been alone, but I was here, and now it's time to have more fun.
Canyon Bao, and this morning we are also making a waffle, but another variation. So if you love your eggs scrambled, sunny side up, poached, or even a soft turnover, one will be, no matter which way you have it, it will be a great, amazing topping to our savory waffle that we're about to prepare for you this morning. And as we will be preparing another great waffle recipe, this one is perfect for breakfast. So top it with your favorite breakfast toppings, and you can completely just dig in. And guess what? These waffles are also lactose and sugar-free. So Miss Mbao, this is perfect for you.
This is for me.
This is your kind of breakfast?
This is me.
Are you a big breakfast eater?
I'm a breakfast eater.
I think I actually remember seeing you for the very first time when I was in Joburg, Melrose Arch. There's this like corner cafe in
That's my
Yanada.
cafe.
Right? Is that it?
Even today.
And I remember sitting there having breakfast, and then
place.
you ordered like an orange juice or something, and I was like jaw on the floor. Canyon Bao. I promise you, it was that kind of vibe. So I'm glad that I can make you breakfast now. So we're going to go into Himalayan salt, right? That goes into our flour. We've got baking powder that's going to go into there as well. We've got some parsley that we're going to add to that.
There we
and
go.
then you can add...
We're going to do the wet ingredients. So we've already separated the egg. We've fluffed up the white a little bit just to add that extra aeration to our waffles. We've got the yolks over here. So I'm going to ask you to add a cup of our Clover no-lac.
Yeah, which of course helps us with the...
Where?
There we go. You can add it in here.
Up to there.
Free milk if you're lactose intolerant. Now you can also have desserts and all kinds of wonderful things like savory waffles, not having to worry about the fact that you're lactose intolerant, because that's what
you can enjoy all of the goodness and none of the discomfort.
Can I throw it in there?
So I'm going to add it before you do that. I'm going to add 2
teaspoons.
Table.
Teaspoon, table, yeah.
And then I want to give it a quick whisk. I want to give that a quick whisk.
By the way,
a quick whisk. I'm going to use this one.
You at home can SMS the
Stir up the
keyword
egg yolks.
breakfast to 33728, and we'll send you the list of ingredients as well as a link to the recipe so that you can make
And then,
your own as
Kat, you're going to make a well, and Kanye, I'm going to ask you to add that.
Okay, the well has been made. There it is. And while you make it, do I just kind of, I just
work it as we go.
And then at the end, we're going to fold our egg whites in.
Okay, because obviously you've worked hard at getting all of that air in so that you can have,
so it's nice
soft
and fluffy,
waffles.
Well, if you'd love to have the savory breakfast waffle recipe that's lactose-free sent to you, SMS the keyword breakfast to 33728.
Excellent.
I feel like we're putting you really to work this morning.
I'm sweating.
Kanye don't mind. She's probably going to launch a cooking show after this and just take over the world.
I'm going to add some egg yolk so you can fold that in for us.
Yeah, there we go.
There
we go. That's good. Don't kill that air now.
Won't kill the air, honey.
Don't be killing that air now.
Egg yolks for us. There we go.
There we go. Work it nice and easy. And then, of course, by that time, you have your waffle maker already heated. And then you're going to have about a spoon, or a cup, excuse me, a cup of the batter that you'll add to your waffle maker. And like we said, your choice of preferred topping. It could be a sunny side up egg, poached egg, tomatoes, bacon, whatever you like.
You've been craving the bacon, and of course you will just serve it. I believe you've got an egg there already for us.
I do. So a
if
little
we had to have made the waffles,
egg situation for you.
Breakfast is
as
served,
easy as you like it.
And finally, you can tell people at home, we make real food on Expresso.
No,
and we
you
actually
do, actually.
eat it.
We do make real food. She's been eyeing the bacon for a while. Our keyword this morning is
I couldn't hold myself.
breakfast to 33728 if you would love to have the savory breakfast lactose-free recipe sent to your phone. Just SMS breakfast to 33728.
Is it good?
Oh my goodness. It's real, guys. It's real.
Clover No Lac, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, well, we're going to take a quick break right here on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. On the other side of the break, it is the London Fashion Week Roundup. You're bringing that to us, right?
I'm bringing it to you, whether you want it or not.
And we
deal with it.
We'll take it and deal with it. But also still coming through, JP Sebastian. He's going to be telling us all about the latest movie trailers hitting the cinemas and movies you need to be checking out. There's something very interesting happening there. What's happening?
I don't know what's going on, but it's really distracting. I think we should just block them out. I'm kidding. This was all planned. It's part of my London Fashion Week preview. So we're talking a lot about beauty and makeup trends. One of the big trends coming off the runway, which I love, we're going back to retro. It's a retro revival. It's the 60s cat eye.
Okay. Is that what's being done to the lovely lady?
Listen,
Anel,
our stunning model, our Victoria's Secret angel, and Bernice, who we love, our head of makeup here at Expresso Show. It's a two-step process. It's also easy to get this Twiggy-inspired 60s winged eye. All you need is two products. You need a good liner, and you need a good shadow. Now you want to match both the shadow and the liner to your skin tone. So for someone like Bernice, who's very fair skin, we want to do a light brown. If you're a bit darker, like this little handsome man here, you would obviously go all the way black. It's a two-step process. You shape the eye first with the liner, as you see now, making a beautiful indentation around the natural curve of the eye, right? And you always do thicker on liner on the outside and thinner onto the in. Two-step process. After you've actually shaped the eye, you just do a bit of eye shadow in the same tone to set and really accentuate the line that we see.
How long does this process take?
It's very easy. I mean, she's almost done.
Okay.
It's about a 2-minute process.
Yeah, can't wait to check it out after it's done. Let's take a quick break. We'll see you after this.
Let's go.
Sunday morning rain is falling. Still some cover shares some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. But I would gladly get up and go on the road if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That's maybe all I need. In darkness you are all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to live. Second verse. Fingers trace your every outline. Paint a picture with my hand. Back and forth we sway like branches in the storm. Change the weather, together we are in the end. No, 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 but things just get so crazy. Living life gets hard to do. But I would gladly get up and go on the road if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. darkness, you are all I see.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. On a Tuesday morning, we're live, large, and in charge, and it's so good to have you with us. Now, it might feel like the height of summer, but autumn will be knocking on our doors soon enough, which is why our Global Fashion Week tour comes right in the nick of time. Yes, in the nick of time. Last week, we ventured stateside to New York City, and today we're headed due north to the city of London for the autumn-winter 19 season. And with the catwalks concluding today, it's time for a roundup that offers both style and substance. Cue Expresso fashion editor Nick Strelitz, who's here to break it all down for us, ladies and gentlemen. Joined by none. Yes, serve them the goals.
I'm doing a courtesy because it's British and we're pretentious and we're snobby today.
Let me sit properly,
Okay.
Joe.
Yes, my lady.
Hello, thank
Indeed.
you. That's Duchess to you, sweetie.
Oh my gosh.
So much.
Too much?
Canyon Bao alongside. So let's talk about what's been happening in London.
Yeah.
Firstly, I mean, it is a big city that always kind of seems to live up to the big occasions. Did it do so this time around?
Yeah, it absolutely did. I always say London really is sort of like the uncontrollable stepchild that isn't really like seen by the parents. It's just
100%.
rebelling to the max.
Okay.
And we saw that a lot, particularly in the color. We saw color abounding in London. It is plentiful. But this leads me to another question. How do we pair color to our complexion? I think this
Which is what was one of the main topics that we were discussing in the
Which is what
Woolworths
we did. I
beauty
think
room.
it's important to sort of rehash again very quickly as well. I mean, if you have fair, because a lot of times you see designers sort of throwing color, and you're like, is there some sort of strategy or thought process to see how they're actually matching the actual model skin types?
Okay.
So if you're fairer, paler skin like me, because I'm super pale and pasty, I got that SPF 50. I saw your beauty moment.
yes.
All about that. You need tones that sharply contrast from the fair skin. So darker, richer shades, the navies, the burgundies, the forest greens. You have olive medium skin like Miss Kani here as well. Again, you want opposite of the color. So you would go lighter usually, maybe more pastels. And Caddy, you girl,
What about me?
with that dark skin, you can basically do anything. There basically are no rules for dark skin, except brown. We talked about Mocha Frappuccino earlier, his new nickname. He loves
Mocha
it.
Frappuccino.
Stay away from browns, but you could really do anything.
Pretty much anything.
Loose fitting. We're seeing very much towards a looser, oversized silhouette.
I'm worried.
How do you feel
Are you about that,
I'm
Lana?
He is
worried.
terrified.
I'm about silhouette. I'm worried.
Okay. You like the tightness.
Because I'm
you
gonna
like
look hung. I'm gonna feel like, you know.
Yeah. But I think what you have to do here, if you're going to do with looser silhouette, is identify one area of your body you absolutely love. Is it your collarbone? Is it that shoulder? And like the designers are doing, you can still be sexy and show that sexuality and still be comfortable, kind of, because we want the flowy comfort of sort of a maxi dress or that sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
Scarf style as well. Now, a lot of people don't think a scarf can be a really beautiful accessory in the autumn-winter months.
You don't deal. You don't deal with that.
No.
Not your thing.
I've tried. Like it either looks like a bandage or a neck guard.
An oversized bandage.
I can't do it.
I was like, Kenny, what happened to your neck, girl?
No,
injured.
Oh, you hurt. Like,
You
no,
heard.
I
We're
just-
praying for you, Kenny.
I've tried.
No, but what I love about scarves for autumn winter is they're not purely functional anymore. They actually form an extension of the look themselves.
Okay.
So you can still use them as function, as in I'm cold and I need something. But girl, the moment you get to that cocktail party, the jacket comes off, the scarf stays on.
Oh, wow.
And the top tip of the scarf is you want to have a color matching. So if you're doing a charcoal scarf like there with the lady in the pink, she's got her sort of gray socks in the bottom. There has to be a continuation there.
Okay, all right, we do see them. Yeah. So let's talk about the world of makeup and hair as well, because that's closely associated with what we see on the runways.
Listen, guys, Kanye, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this either, girl, but in New York City, we saw a return to very minimal, very soft coloring in the makeup. So almost to a point where you don't see like you have, it's great, right? Natural is best. Yeah. People from Alexa Chung, who's one of my favorites, in the middle there, very soft, dewy skin. And Toga, a designer here with the stunning Asian model there, almost looks like she doesn't have any makeup on.
At all.
All you need, it's great, right? Yeah. And it's easy. It's no muss, no fuss. All you need is a good tinted moisturizer, and that's really it. Hair trends. Let's quickly talk hair. So we saw from people like Marcus Lupfer and Molly Goddard and Gayon Leon, we saw back is best. Okay. It's all about the low pony this season.
Oh, yeah?
We saw lots of high pony, and I love a dramatic high pony. Honey?
Yeah, but I think we're over that now.
We're over it.
Yeah.
And what I love about, I love it, we're hearing it live. What I love about the low pony is that it really accentuates, the face becomes the focal point. So if you're doing stunning makeup, it's really like effortless and it makes this what you want to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Trends to watch, guys. This is trends to watch. A few of my favorites. So matching the liner and eyeshadow to the manicure. is one. What I love in the middle of the model about, it's that date night look where you almost look like you've lost some lipstick from the lower lip.
Yes.
You like that's actually purposely done these days now too.
Yeah.
And the winged eye we saw
it's
as well.
It's like a stain.
Exactly. Yeah. It's purposeful. It's directed. I think that's quite cute.
Very nice. But of course, fashion has always been known to also kind of speak a very important message, a message of the times. And was that also the case at London Fashion?
Dude, it absolutely was. One of my favorite designers, Miss Vivienne Westwood, who's so much more than a designer. She's an advocate, she's an activist, she's a human rights, she's everything. Yeah. She had probably the show of the season. Yeah. Used her Autumn/Winter 19 runway to express dissatisfaction when it comes to climate change, Brexit, capitalism. And Rose McGowan, we all know Rose McGowan. Yeah. She was one of the big models, and she has something to say. Let's listen to her.
Oh. I talk for Vivienne. I am the voice that talks rot dollar, the cause of world death. It self-destructs, and world destructs with it. Everyone knows rot dollar is the mechanism that favors the already rich by taxing the already poor. Democracy will only thrive when we can achieve a favorable balance between the wealthy and the poor. The answer is one world rent.
Rose, okay, the delivery was a bit much, right? But the message was all important. When she's talking about the disparities between the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, fashion has so much power to speak truths. It's much more than just a pretty body and face.
Absolutely.
Pretty body and face. You have to have something more substantial.
Nick, thank you very much. Kanye, thank you very much.
Thank
Of course,
you.
your London Fashion Week roundup only on your Feel Good Breakfast show, but be sure to tune in next week when it's the turn of Italy and Milano to strut their stuff. But in the meantime, you can head over to our Facebook page for more.
Oh, well, listen, we are talking movies with JP Sebastian, being so caught up in the different things. We were just joking about the model on the stage, but we are now focusing on movie trailers that have released. And in fact, movies that's still to come, but the trailers are out, and we've got a lot going to get through.
Just trying to whet your appetite. So
let's take a look at the first one. The movie is called Yesterday, and of course...
People will be happy enough, maybe they don't know the name, but Danny Boyle is the director of the movie. He's the guy who did Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
I think that is a super soft spot for people. They were like, oh, they love the sort of like adventurous romance of that whole saga. And so he does this one too. Yesterday is the story of a dude who is like not doing well in his musical career, has a bump to the head, and for some reason, who knows why, and we'll find out when we watch the movie, all the power on Earth goes off, must be load shedding, I don't know, stage 4 or something like that.
Global.
Yeah, who knows what they're capable of. So he wakes up to a world where every single human being, aside from himself, has forgotten who the heck the Beatles are.
Oh gosh, except for Jack.
Except for him. And so at least what looks nice about the trailer is he doesn't immediately start exploiting it for money, but because the songs have so much force, like emotional draw for people, they beg him to become large, and so he gets roped into the industry. Anyway, all that stuff aside, it's totally predictable. For me, he sounds too cute, but it looks well acted. The guy's got a great voice.
We love cute movies, and of course that release date is July 5th. That's when that one is set to be released. We're now moving on to, now you need to pronounce this for me, because you said the double L has a U sound.
I'm going to choke on my own tongue if I try and say this full name, but here goes. The Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona.
I made it. I'm still alive. So that is... across most of Latin America and I think mostly Mexico, there's the, you know, like they're often these boogeyman stories to get your kids to go to bed. Like if you don't go sleep now, then La Llorona is going to get you. And so she is the weeping lady. The story being really macabre, but she had a mishap with her kids. Let's put it that way. And now searches for other people's kiddies.
Okay, so she's after other people's kids.
Yes, and so the lead actress finds this when she's a social worker. She goes to see someone who she believes that there's abuse in the home. And the person who is being accused of the abuse is like, you don't understand, there's something here.
Under what category would you put this? Is this a horror? Is this a suspense? Is this...
this is...
a thriller?
Certainly a horror. I mean, I doubt it's a cutie romance, but yes, so it's in the Conjuring universe. I think that will excite some people. You know, Annabelle, The Conjuring 1 and 2, that kind of thing.
So if you like that kind of movies, you would love the Curse of La Llorona.
Hopefully.
Now, JP, when I asked him, out of all the trailers, which ones he's most excited about, this one stood out to you, the movie Ma.
Yeah, I love Octavia Spencer. And
she's lovely.
She's so diverse as well, but like often she's given these roles where she's just supposed to be cuddly mom kind of thing, paternal, lovable fighter on your behalf. Like, but in this movie, I'm glad she gets a chance to be sinister. Another thing that I really like, and I would like Hollywood to do more often, you know, people have their taste sets for what they find scary. I don't find zombies scary. Dracula's can... Dracula's, vampires, people mostly call them. But I want to see more voodoo in movies. And so the story is here, she tells these young kids who are like, hey, can you buy some booze for us? Because we're too young. She goes into the shop for them. She's like, hey, go have a good time. In fact, you know what? Come to my place. So it's like a Hansel and Gretel type thing. She lures the kids in. And stuff goes down.
Oh,
Octavia Spencer, of all people, who, like I said, is usually this, like, you know, she's supposed
the
to be this
happy character, the friendly character, the one you trust.
Smells nasty.
Well, there we go. Those are
that.
some of the trailers that's been released. But JP Sebastian, he's not going anywhere. We're going to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we'll take a look at more of the movie trailers that's been released. So don't go anywhere.
SABC3's Katlego Maboe has been nominated for a South African Film and TV Award, amongst the greatest in the Best TV Presenter category for Tropical Island of Treasure, Maldives. He set the challenges for the celebrity contestants, brought us riveting and captivating TV amongst the backdrop of the bluest waters in the Maldives. Support Katlego with voting for him as the Best TV Presenter for 2019. SMS K to 33665. SMSs are unlimited, so show your smooth support for Katlego. SMS K to 33665 now.
Maybe like 3 minutes?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we'll jump straight into it. JP Sebastian still on the couch with us, and we are talking about new movie trailers that's been released and set to be released later this year. So let's take a look at the first one, The Long Shot. Seth Rogen's in there, Charlize Theron, what a great cast already, O'Shea Jackson Jr., as well as Andy Serkis.
Yes, and also Bob Odenkirk. People know him from Better Call Saul. These are all good comedians and good comedic actors. Charlize Theron's one of these people that Hollywood is only realizing too late is so versatile, and that she can be like a total goof if she wants. If you remember Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis. Anyway, besides the point. She's such a good actress. In this, the story is that she is running for political office. She's running for President of the United States, yeah. And in her campaign and in that whole stretch of the festivities and having the parties and whatever, she sees a guy who she knows from her past. Bit of a creepy situation. She used to babysit Seth Rogen.
Okay.
And
They reunite.
Necessarily, like, love starts to bloom for whatever reason. So it's a total odd couple type situation. Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen, and Charlize Theron on the other hand is this perfect, like, you know, character for being president. But like, even though these are total goofs usually, and they've been in movies like Seth Rogen was in Neighbors, and there's all that physical humor too, it looks like it's actually solid romantic comedy as well.
Should be interesting to see when that comes out, which would be May 24th. Now, moving on to The Wandering Earth, the next movie trailer that's been released. You are laughing.
Yeah, I am. If you have any brain cells to spare, you need to, I don't know, stash them now.
Is this for the people that believe Earth is flat?
No, I mean, no, they need help too. But this is the reason I'm talking about this is it was just on a brief release in the United States. It did very, very well. It's China's largest sci-fi movie of all time. We don't have a date for it in South Africa just yet, but apparently it looks amazing on gigantic screen.
Well, the special effects is really impressive already.
All that aside, I don't give a darn. The idea is that our sun is dying, which will be way too far away. I'm sure we have climate change to worry about before then. So mankind has affixed to Earth 6 rocket boosters to fire us into another solar system. Stupid. Most important thing about this entire trailer for me is that I hope that we have enough time to get to the shot, please, Mr. Director, of a man holding a Gatling gun in a spacesuit trying to kill Jupiter and shouting, "Screw you." I don't care about anything else. Like, I will waste money on something that dumb.
So you would go and see it?
South Africa, I hope you saw it, please. It's like, no, it's going to be so brain-numbingly stupid, but apparently, like I said, at least a spectacle to take in.
A spectacle to take in. So as we say, there's no SA release date yet, but let's move on to the one a lot of families have been waiting for, Frozen 2.
A guy tries to kill Jupiter with a gun.
I hope there will be more little earworm songs that comes from this movie.
Oh, you hope so? Okay, well,
listen, Frozen Let It Go is it's a, you know...
We don't have kids, so like
Let It Go and Baby Shark.
We don't have to, yeah. It's not two things that we have to deal with on a daily basis. The trailer doesn't let on any of that information. It doesn't include new songs for Frozen 2, but it has this beautiful animation sequence.
All the camera dads are going like this right now. They were like, no, we're going to have to take our children.
John Travolta's going to have to learn names again.
Well, Frozen 2, don't worry, Mom and Dad. It's only set for release at the end of November, so you have time to prepare.
I don't know, take a sedative or something like that. But it looks beautiful to look at, and there's no real details that we have about the story other than the team gets back together and they travel into a mysterious forest. Who knows what happens next? We'll find out by the next trailer and by November.
It's going to be a Disney hit. Well, there we go. Those are the movie trailers that's been released. JP Sebastian sharing his opinion with us. And of course, he'll be back during the week to give us another review on a really cool movie, I suppose, dishing out those popcorns. But that's our movies for today.
Well, JP Sebastian always hooking us up with the latest in movie trailers for you and I to check out. From the movies to the tunes, it is hashtag Tuesday Tunes right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And we've asked you on social media to cast your votes for the song that you would like Odwa Bongo to sing for us this morning. And you've got Sunday Morning, Maroon 5 leading at 73%, Nokunyamezela at 23%, as well as Ingembula by Umtwagazi at 4%. Well, guess what? After the break, Odwa Bongo will perform for you live right here on Expresso. He's going to be singing Sunday Morning, Maroon 5, after the break.
Sunday morning, rain is falling. Still some cover share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. But I would gladly get up and go let the road if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That's maybe all I need. In darkness you are all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to live. Fingers trace your every outline. Paint a picture with my hand. Back and forth we sway like branches in the storm. Change the weather, together we are in the end. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly get up and go let the road if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. Thank you.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. It's your Tuesday morning, and it's so good to be hanging out with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. There's still a couple of minutes left of the show this morning. We're still hanging out with the beautiful Canyon Bao.
Deal with your chill. I was sitting up. I was all like, ooh.
Yeah, no. You gotta relax. Feel good.
It's chill.
Exactly.
Feel good.
So thank you so much for being with us. I hope you feel the vibe when you come onto set. How much people love you.
You fed me. You gave me beverages. It was amazing.
It's hard that you have to wake up at this time of the morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
She's a hustler, yo. She's a hustler. She's up every day at this time, okay? Listen, you did kind of feed yourself. You did make the waffles yourself, so you fed some of our studio as well. So thank you so much. But we're going to end, as we do, on a very positive note, with a quote brought to you by Nairobian that'll hopefully inspire you to just shift your perspective a little bit this morning. So we are saying, and I'm going to say it emphatically, be healthy. It's not just about what you're eating, it's about what you're thinking and saying. So think healthy thoughts right now. And it's a choice what you think. It really is. You're not a victim of your circumstance. You can decide how to feel, how to think, how to be. So be healthy.
And that is health right there.
Wow.
Hey? Boom. Bao.
All right, well, it's time for some music on your Tuesday morning. Hashtag Tuesday Tunes. We've upgraded it for you, inviting guest artists every week to come and perform your favorite songs. And if you look at that social media post on Twitter, we asked you, which one would you like Mr. Odobongo to perform? Is it either Sunday morning, No Unyamesela, or Batini Ingembula, and Sunday morning, Maroon 5 1. So you're about to perform that for us now.
Yes.
Looking forward to it, but quickly give us a bit of a breakdown of what's happening right now in your life. Where can people catch you performing live?
Okay, sure. So on the 3rd of March, I'm performing at the Salon Music Festival, which is a new German festival that's happening here in Cape Town. And from the 6th up until the 9th, I'll be with Clip Queen, which is an Afrikaans play that I'm part of, and it's going to be performed for the first time at the Woordfees in Stellenbosch.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that part of the outfit for Clip Queen as well?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm coming as me, so I need to be myself.
Live your best thespian life. All right, Odwa, Sunday morning, one of my favorite songs, Maroon 5, one of my favorite bands. The stage is yours. Take it away.
Thank you.
Sunday morning, rain is falling. Still some cover share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly get up and go let the road if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. Come on, that's maybe all I need. In darkness, you are all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to live. Fingers trace your every outline. Paint a picture with my hand. Back and forth we sway like branches in the storm. Change the weather, together we are in the end. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly get up and go let the road if I knew that someday would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That is maybe all I need. In darkness, you are all that I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to live. Driving slow on Sunday morning. Oh, dun, 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 dun. I never want to live. I never wanna live.
yes. Sunday morning, Maroon 5, your Tuesday tune selection. Thank you very much, Odwa. Good luck with all the gigs coming up.
Love your outfit, Odwa.
You here,
love your voice. Love your work.
And it's been such a pleasure having Canyon Bao
Thank you
here
so
as well.
much, guys.
Hey, man. Listen, Red Room is going to be a jump.
And the 21-day challenge is also going to be a jump. I hope everyone's getting onto that.
Absolutely. I was watching. Have you guys seen the Red Room trailer? You got to watch it.
You see it, guys.
So I was watching it and I was trying to be brave and
trying to be
just
cool
like.
I love that you did all of your own stunts.
It's important. It's important.
Yeah.
How
many so you can now add stunt woman.
If you had to see my knees.
How many bruises do you have now?
You won't find me on the beach for the next 2 years. Like my legs are bad.
So
my legs are bad. But
so you've got to watch Red Room. When is it out? The 25th, right?
No, that's the premiere. It's out on the 8th.
Oh, the premiere's the 25th.
Soon.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
It's time for us to go.
Love you, sister. Thank you so much. We love you guys as well. Adios.
Make someone smile.
Healthy thoughts.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.